Well, hello everybody, and thank you for coming to my video today. And of course, I want to give a shout out to my viewers, those who comment, those who support me by purchasing classes and or products. And I'm very appreciative of you. Now, of course, I want to just kind of go over this because yesterday, or should I say earlier this morning, I did a video where we were talking about your time is up. And there was a word I said I always get tongue-tied with, Catholicism, right? And we say Catholicism, right? Even though that's not the way you say it. That's why I get tongue-tied, because I think the correct term is Catholicism. Now, I hear over and over again, a lot of these scholars on YouTube, the ones that got masters and all this other good stuff, they got masters and bachelors in the American literature, they know how to speak proper English and all that good stuff, when it comes down to speaking English, and I speak English so good, and someone's calling from Texas, we're going to ignore that because we don't do that, honey. So I just want to say that's why I say I always get tongue-tied when it comes to saying that word, because of course, for some reason, when I get on here, I already get tied-tongued. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not, when it comes to public speaking, I'm not great at that. So when I get out here, it's like, oh shit, don't make a mistake. Don't say nothing funny. Don't fuck up, girl. Oh. So that's what it was. But I definitely know how to spell that word. But the pronunciation of that word, like I said, some people say Catholicism. Some people say Catholicism. Some people say Catholic, whatever. So that's why I say Catholic, and all the stuff, honey. But it is Catholicism. Catholicism. Okay? Catholicism. So either way, so yes, I wanted to just kind of go over that. So today's video, I was kind of thinking about how to go about this, because I said, there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of people that want to be connected to the occult so bad. They want to be in the spiritual stuff. They're just hungry for that, right? And none of them have ever, or should I say they have not been correctly trained, just like a doctor, a lawyer, a natural healer. Even if you are a natural healer, in order for you to be able to practice medicine in America, whether it's natural or non-natural, you have to go through some type of training. So going even into being an occultist, being a spiritual leader, you have to, in order to really know who you are, should I say, how to handle your gifts, you have to go through some type of training. And unfortunately, you have a lot of self-taught witches out there, and there's nothing wrong with that. But let's break down the difference just for a little bit between being self-taught and being trained. Not being trained to where everything you know is through this system, or everything you know is through these people, but you go through these groups, these initiations, right? Because you get initiated into these groups, like the Rosicrucian societies, which is just one of many societies that I've been a part of, and you learn things, right? But a lot of people, they just say, my grandmama was a witch, my daddy was a witch, my auntie was a witch, my neighbor was a witch. I saw how to do witchcraft because I think my neighbor was doing it, but they didn't have any formal training. They just taught themselves, and they made their mistakes by themselves. And some of them have not learned yet, okay? No matter how long they claim they've been doing it for, they have not learned yet. But either way, like I said, there's a right way to learn things, and what better way to know from someone who actually been through some things, honey, who've been a part of organizations, who have trained a lot of you well-known, or should I say a lot of the well-known occultists, whether they are American, European, and we'll even say certain parts of Asia too. And I'm gonna kind of share my screen because we're gonna talk about some stuff. My main purpose of this video is to talk about Tituba, because a lot of people do not know who Tituba is. A lot of people, and of course, going into Tituba, Tituba, that is the correct way of spelling it. The pronunciation could be Titubu, it could be Tituba, it could be Tituba. However you say that, however your tongue is, but it's not Titubia, it's not Titubia, it's not Tubucha. Let's get it right. And maybe that's why a lot of y'all shit ain't working, because you don't know how to pronounce words and shit when it comes down to actually tapping into energies. Because, I suck up on some words too. But like I said, that's only on motherfucking YouTube. When it goes to being off YouTube, honey, I have no problems saying what I need to say. Say what you need to say. So anyway, a lot of people heard the story about Salem witch trials. A lot of people heard the story about Tituba through these so-called wannabe witches. Okay, you have a lot of people out there, no tea nor shade, a lot of government, political figures, a lot of celebrities that are claiming to be like descendants of witches that were burned at the stake. And I just want to say this without going too deep into it, okay? Because of course I'm going to read you what is known book-wise and what is actually known to those of us who are really a part of the occult, those who really know what the real tea is, okay? So, of course, just starting out, Salem was actually a battleground. And unfortunately, a lot of regular people got caught up in that. And I talked about this before, and I will continue to talk about this because what's going on now on YouTube, what's going on now in a lot of spiritual forums or platforms is the exact same thing that happened. During Salem witch trial, you had a lot of merging of spiritual energy. You had South American stuff. You had, North American stuff starting to be awakened. You had a lot of European stuff coming in. And like I said, regular people got caught up in the middle of that. So of course, like a lot of people did back then, and maybe this is the science behind a lot of these YouTubers, they use these normal people that have no spiritual ability, that have no spiritual power to distract those who really have it and to prevent them from becoming awakened to who they really is, right? So at the end of the day, they will get into these people and have these people coming out professing. And of course, this is all spiritual, as I was trying to say last night. This is all spiritual. And they will get these people coming out self-professing that I'm a witch, I have power, and I'm gonna get you, and all this other shit. And they also do videos, or they do presentations as they did back then, but it was not via YouTube, to get these people, like I said, who does not have powers, who are weak, who will never ever have that ability because they lack knowing their lower self. And I always talk about this, okay? They lack that ability to rise up. They lack something within their genetic makeup will keep certain energies dormanted. And yes, magic is about energies. Yes, magic is about cells. Yes, magic is about neurons and transmitters and all that good stuff. It's not about whether or not you read 50 million books on how to cast a spell on candles or on people. It's not about that. Candles, cards, all this stuff are just tools to ignite that energy within you to cause you to explode. And the physical manifestation of these things you're doing is the aftermath of the explosion. But either way, Salem was nothing more but that. It was a battleground between old magic and new magic. And unfortunately, people got caught up in that, okay? So fuck what you heard, fuck what people taught you. Like I said before, I've been in many organizations. I've been involved with people who know about these organizations, who are still a part of these organizations, who are in Europe, who are in America, who are in South America, who are in the islands. Most of them are in fact in the islands. And like I said, we know what we know. We know why there's a lot of sources out there that are, just being fake, just to confuse people, distractions to keep people focused on off the real tea so you could get this old watered down bullshit. And even after going into this, I'm going to explain to you even the why hoodoo is one of America's biggest magical gimmicks. Not real hoodoo. We're talking about the commercialized hoodoo, the watering. And like I said, very similar to what happened in Salem. And I will just say this, because like I said, we're going to go on to what the literature say about Tituba or Tituba. We're going to go into what I know based off my own research to information connection to people. Like I said, it's not written in books. And a lot of stuff ain't written in books. A lot of stuff you're not going to find. A lot of real shit you're not going to find at no damn library. A lot of real shit you're not going to find on Google.com because people want to keep power to their motherfucking selves. And that's just how it is. And, they say greed they say money's the root to all evil, but in fact, it's greed. And that's why a lot of people are seen as evil and, manipulative because they want to be greedy with this stuff. And that's fine because, of course, bitch, if I figured out a way how to mine gold coins behind my backyard or behind my home, you think I'm going to come out and teach you guys how to do that? If I found gold in my backyard? If I found a underground tavern of gold nuggets, you think I'm gonna come out and say, "Yo, this is how you really migrate and mine, not migrate, mine motherfucking gold"? You think I'm gonna do that, bitch? Please, I'm not even gonna talk about the topic. And if people say mystic, I know you know about that gold. I know you know about that gold, sis. Then I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm like, let me come out with some fake shit because I don't want these motherfuckers knowing my secrets. Let me come out with some fake shit and be like, this is where the gold, this is how you do the gold. I'm not gonna take out the whole. But anyway, so let's just say this. Tituba had a great end, okay? Tituba was not hung. Tituba was not drowned. Tituba was not murdered. Tituba, like a lot of the wise ones, the chosen ones, got a sign from their ancestors, the Most High, whatever you want to say, however you want to interpret that, to where to go. Going into the biblical days, there were signs in the stars. Going into the occult and people who are into alchemy and astrology, there are signs in the stars. And if you do not know how to read these signs, you do not know what is coming. And even going into Tituba being related to and connected to Harriet Tubman, people don't understand that Tituba was, in fact, one of the leaders, and I would say the main leader, that actually led some of the real witches out of Salem into other parts of the world, New Orleans being one of them. And as I said before, New Orleans is no longer a spiritual capital of power because it's become a laughing, it's become a joking thing now. Tourists want to go down there. People, I don't believe in witchcraft, let me go down there. And yes, there's still energy there because people were slain, people were murdered, people were, given up as offerings or sacrifices for a particular energy. So that's gonna be there still, right? It's still gonna be there. And of course, there's bones spread all throughout there. Anyway, I won't even go into that, because I don't want to open up no can of worms. But either way, so Tituba led the real motherfuckers, the real witches, yes, out of Salem, honey. So the ones who were, wannabes, and I tell y'all, there's a TV show called Salem, where it goes over this. It goes over how. Now, of course, the myth is that they taught Tituba how to conjure spirits, and they taught Tituba how to do certain spells. But in fact, Tituba taught them, because going into practicing magic in the lands, and I always say this because people who are truly spiritually blessed, people who truly have that lineage power, knows what they know what they know. And this life is about gaining back that consciousness. And this is why everybody is coming forward and trying to discredit. People are trying to come forward and make it seem like it's some hocus pocus bullshit, even a lot of these YouTubers, because people are starting to awaken. There's a gene that's being awakened due to the celestial bodies that are moving around. And even if you would do your research on what was going on in the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, if you are able to go back that far, you would know that a lot of those planetary movements is starting to repeat itself, because it happened so many hundred years. Some of them happened so many thousands of years. And like I said, we're starting to develop our memory. We're starting to develop what our ancestors witnessed. And some people, it's even past life regressions, because you actually have a conscious, you have a strong memory to an experience that you had. But anyway, going into that, going off of that, like I said, Tituba led people out of Salem. And that movie, Salem, talks about a whole bunch of stuff. And going into, like I said, Tituba teaching these motherfuckers magic, because remember, they were coming from Europe. Things happened a year before they got here. That's why they wanted to come here and establish. They wanted to create a new establishment. And one of them definitely had a magical agenda. And unfortunately, they could not do that without the help of indigenous and or Aboriginal people. Yes, Tituba was brought from the Caribbean, Barbados to be exact. And of course, they said that her tribe comes from South America, and we'll go over that too. The Awawak people, the Dasana people, the Yoruba people, the Tawano people. Either way, she taught them. She said, bitch, I'm from this land. This land is a little different. But where I'm from, there's a lot of energy here, similar, North America, South America. Even going into why a lot of people don't notice why Africans actually went down to why they were led into South America versus directly into America. Because a lot of people did not know during the slave trade and all that good stuff, more slaves went down to South America than they came up here. And of course, that was all spiritual. And we give thanks and honor to Ye My God for that. We give thanks and honor to many other spirits that led those crusaders, if you want to call it, we'll say colonizers, down there and told them to, let's take these motherfuckers down to South America. Because it's Africa and South America is very much similar when it comes to energies and why Brazil or South America look like a mini Africa. Okay, those continents are very similar energy-wise and spiritual-wise and all the good stuff. So either way, anybody who took my spirit veneration class, we talked about Ye My God and her using those motherfuckers to lead. And I was telling you, that's why I can't really get upset at Donald Trump and all these other energies that are in power, because at the end of the day, before Donald was a Barack Obama. And I won't get too far into that because I wanted to make this video about Tituba. I didn't want to make this about any other thing. But, when I sit down and talk to you guys, things come up. And some people be like, Mystic, you talk about things and then you go off into another tangent. Sometimes I do that on purpose because this is not the place to do that. This is not the place to go into some real stuff. And unfortunately, when you start going in, let me turn off my motherfucking phones because this is nothing but motherfucking distractions. When you start giving off real information, unfortunately, they say YouTube is not the place for that. They say the real place to get the real information is to meet somebody in person to get that shit. So I do that purposefully to not make myself a target on certain situations, as I have been many, many times. And I also do that because, of course, there's people here and this video could turn into a 9-hour, 10-hour long session, because the things that I have learned was not learned in 1 hour. The things that I have learned, let me turn this one off too, because motherfuckers gonna blow them all up. The things that I've learned took me years to learn, years, daily educating years, honey, not 1 hour, not 2 hours, not 3 hours, not 4 hours, not 5 hours, years to learn. So, like I said, this is not the place for that. And also, I feel like a lot of people are not ready for that anyway. YouTube, y'all not ready for that. So, like I said, Barack Obama ushered in some energy, and Donald Trump came after that. And this is an example of many things in magic. This is an example of many things spiritually. Why a lot of people, melanated, if you want to say that, was actually sacrificed for a greater cause. And of course, from the human perspective, we look at it as, that's so sad. This is so, oh my God, they have to go through that. But for those of us who have the spiritual eyes to see and the spiritual ears to hear or listen, we see it for what it is. And we understand that these powers that people thought were dead and gone are still here. And they're using people of a more, I won't say lighter, I would say people that will be more easier, I would say easy to connect with people that will be viewed as more intelligent. Right? People that, well, I can relate to this motherfucker because he's a human like me. He filed bankruptcy like I did, even though people don't think they filed bankruptcy. But anyway, that's what it is. But these powers are still at hand. And I give praises to these powers, honey, because they're my ancestors. They're your ancestors too. And we're not just talking about African Americans. We're not just talking about Afro-Caribbeans. We're also talking about a lot of Caucasian Americans, because people forget that 60% of white folks in America actually have African ancestry. And to think about even Europe, to think about them and how many of them have African ancestry. That would be amazing to think about, huh? If you actually did your digging, and why this whole genealogy thing came up around this time, that magic is starting to become back to where it was at. People are starting to wake up their gifts. People are starting to have abilities that is not documented and that you're not going to find on YouTube. And it's amazing that this whole genealogy 23andMe shit start coming up too. Because like I said, that's a distraction too, baby. And the more that you wake up to, the more you ask spirit to come in and show you what it is, the more you will see exactly what it is. So like I said, Tituba and, Harriet Tubman, going into, anyway, let me share my screen. Let's jump into this so I don't turn this into a too long video, honey. I don't want this to be too long. And of course, where are we going to start at? We're going to start at, now I got 2 links brought up here. This may not be the whole truth and nothing but the truth. But, of course, when you're talking about things, you need tangible evidence to bring up stories when you're talking about things. And I don't think this is the one I wanted to talk about. Oh, yes, it is. Because a lot of people have been seeing 9/11. A lot of people have been seeing 11/11/11. A lot of people have been seeing 9/11, 9/99, 9/99. And we're going to go into this because, of course, oh shit, this is gonna be a big ass loop. This is gonna be a big ass loop. Okay, so anyway, let's go off of just a little backdrop of what is going on. Now, a lot of people think that slaves are only African. Slaves are not only African. You had Mongoloid slaves, you had Native American slaves or Aboriginal slaves, and you had African slaves, which they all 3 looked the same. They could not tell, and you can look up books on this, they could not tell the Mongoloids from the Africans from the Aboriginals. And I tell you guys this, and I've said this many, many times before, okay? I have many relatives, as well as I myself have multiple lines of Native American blood, Aboriginal blood within me, with proof, Ancestry.com. We got all that tea. My mom's side of the family, they have all that tea up on Facebook. We got a Facebook group when we talk about the lineage line of our family, Native American wise, European wise, and African wise, if you want to say that. But either way, I forgot where I was going with that because there's a lot of shit that's coming while I'm talking, and I want to just keep this smooth upon this Tituba. Oh, the slave stuff. So, my just one example, my cousin, and also I could go into my grandfather, my dad's dad. My dad's dad was a man who spoke Spanish, and he was very dark though. In fact, if I had to compare my skin tone to his skin tone, he was much darker than me, but his hair was very, very straight. Okay, so going into my cousin, we'll talk about the American Native Americans. My cousin, his family, his dad's side of the family is from Georgia. Georgia has many Native American tribes, or we could say Aboriginal tribes, right? And my cousin's grandmother is full-blooded Native American. If you saw this woman, you would say she's a light-skinned African American. She is full-blooded Native American. Don't give me saying what tribe, because I don't know, but I can come back, I can confirm that with y'all. Even going into her last name, but like I said, I'll come back and I'll tell you guys all the good stuff. Beautiful brown-skinned woman, golden brown. Her hair is very wavy down to her ass. And when she actually got older, her hair turned white. Okay? White. Not salt and pepper, but white. And of course, that's a magic thing too. But either way, slaves are not only blacks, okay? That term slave don't mean Negro, okay? So Tituba was one of America's most favorite, or is America's most favorite witch, because like I said before, they're mixing fictional with real life tea. She was the real. She taught you Americans what the fuck you know. She is the real mother of witchcraft in America. No, bitch, you can go ahead and you give your thanks to your European ancestors for your American people, you pagans out there in America, you people that want to get on here and call black spirituals Negroes and niggers and all that good stuff, baby. You better learn your research. You better know exactly who fed you. Who fed you, girl, because your shit was lost. And this is not about a race thing. This is about you knowing exactly what you know and how you know what you know, honey, and why these energies are coming back and it's beating y'all motherfucking asses. Okay, so Tituba was enslaved of Samuel Paris, right? Paris returned from Boston from his inherited sugar plantation in Barbados, right, where he brought back 3 slaves, honey, Tituba, John, and an unnamed boy. Okay, sugar plantation in Barbados. Okay, this is where Tituba John and unnamed boy is from. In 1680, right? When Tituba got here, she was between the age of 12 and 18. I would like to say she was 16, but it is what it is. Paris was neither married nor a minister then. Paris married in Boston, and the family moved in Salem village in 1689 so that Samuel could take the position of minister. Tituba and John were married at about that time. Both were referred to in later court documents as having the last name Indian. Okay, yes, they came from the Awawak Indian tribe, South America. They traveled up to the Caribbean and came into the Americas, right? Which was a convenient and descriptive appendage for the two slaves who had no given surname. So they called them Indians because they were Native American people brought from the islands of Barbados. Okay. Tituba was described as an Indian slave in contemporary documents. At least one historian traced Tituba from the Arawak people of what is now Venezuela. Okay. Yes. Or depending on your tongue, Venezuela, okay, and wrote that she was kidnapped and sold as slavery in the Caribbean as a child. Now, of course, it's all fiction, it's all hearsay. Nobody here could tell exactly what went down. But going into the Arawak people, they are definitely Aboriginal people who could be linked to people of Africa. If you did your research on the Arawak people and all peoples from South America, they were very dark-skinned people. Some of them had curly hair where you get the afro, and some of them had straight hair, which is called a whole bunch of other stuff. People, who have that type of hair will say they're Caucasian. But anyway, we're talking about Caribbean people. We're not talking about European people. Okay. So Tituba was working at home of the Reverend Samuel Paris and family when the middle child, 9-year-old Elizabeth, called Betty, and her cousin, 11-year-old Abigail Williams, suffered a series of fits. What numbers do you see in this situation? 9, 11. Okay. Come on. Possibly convulsions. Yeah, honey. Yeah, demonic attacks. Epilepsy and all the good stuff. That's the spiritual stuff. We won't go into that. That's entering or exiting of spirits, by the way. The two girls were soon joined by their young friends, Ann Putnam and Elizabeth Hubbard. Now, this is what I want to ask y'all. Just a little side note. Williams, Paris, Hubbard, Putnam. Who in the celebrity world have these names? Hubbard, Putnam, when we talk about both black and white. Williams. Okay, come on now. Who also exhibited strange fits, visions, and unexplained behavior. No medical reason could be found for the fits, although poisoning through contaminated rye flour has been posited as a possible cause. Because, of course, if you do not know the story, Tituba, I don't know if this is before or after, but Tituba basically made a witch cake and fed it to a dog for the dog to reveal who possibly did some workings on these girls. And like I said before, even the documents that are public information states that Salem was a battleground. Salem was not just about Christians or Puritans killing off witches. It was about witches fighting witches and using weak-minded, no real spirit-having motherfucking religious people come in and do their bidding. And that's what it was about. So when people say, I was in Salem witch trial, somebody said I was murdered for being a witch. Girl, you're no real witch. And I said this, I'll continue to say, you were no real witch there, baby girl. You were a wannabe in that life, and you're probably a wannabe in this life too. You're a wannabe then, and they got you together, they sacrificed you, and now you're in this life trying to put your way back. And we can even talk about that too, because we're going to a lot of these YouTubers or these lot of YouTube motherfuckers that are caught up in this YouTube drama, Lady Witch, that go into one group after another group. She's commenting on, the enemy of this person, that person. She just behind stirring up shit. Because those are wannabe witches. Those are people that want to have spiritual power, and it's not in their DNA. It's not in their DNA to have that power. So they want to stir up drama because that's the only thing they do, because they're physical witches. They're not spiritual. There's no dormanted DNA strands there. There's no sacrificial energy ever planted within their body or their mother's body or their great grandmother's body or their great 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 grandmother's body. They're fucking sheep. They were the goat that was sacrificed. They are the goats that are being sacrificed. And this is why you see things happen to all of their motherfucking asses. They gotta go. They gotta go. Bitch, you're the hot or you're cold. You're not lukewarm. These lukewarm bitches gotta go. These lukewarm witches and wannabes gotta go. There's no such things, bitches. I'm lukewarm. Well, sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm bad. Girl. Well, I think I'm a witch, but I spend my whole 10 years on other YouTube channels starting drama. What have you manifested? You're not no damn descendant of no damn witch. You're not no damn descendant of no real witch. Caribbean-wise, European-wise, you're no descendant of no motherfucking witch, bitch. Your family is rooted in that fucking brainwashing MK Ultra mind control bullshit. And you thinking you got power because a bitch told you got power because you black. Or because you're a black woman in America. Girl, bye. Local doctors suggest there might be a supernatural basis for their suffering. One girl admitted to practicing fortune telling, which immediately threw suspicion on Tituba. Yeah, why they threw suspicion on Tituba if Tituba was taught how to do this shit? And I also want to note this too, because Tituba was known to do conjuration of spells, of spirits. Tituba was known for doing astrology. And Tituba was also known for doing left-hand Satanism. If you do not understand Satanism, another term for Satanism is doing animalistic magic, your prime instinctual energy. That's what that is. Also, going into that is also known as alchemy. And I will also go into that as well, of why in the list of occultists, why things are a little funny with that and why they don't give you the real world and why there's a lot of people that should be on there that's not really on there. Because, of course, they want to brainwash y'all. And yes, they say Wikipedia is a place where anybody can comment, but we all know what it is. Bitch, you can't fool us. 4 girls named Tituba as one of their oppressors, along with Sarah Good, a mentally ill beggar, and Sarah Osborne, a widow in poor health who was in dispute with the Putnam family. Now, I just kind of want to give that. Y'all can do your own little research on this good stuff. This goes down February 25th. All this good tea. But I want to go into references of the Awawak people. Anybody who is Caribbean, more than likely you are descendants of the Awawak people, or you have some type of connection with them. The Awawak people married into many tribes in South America. But the Awawak people are a group of indigenous people, South America, and historically of the Caribbean. Specifically, the term Awawak has been applied at various times to the Locono of South America and the Taino, who historically lived in Greater Antilles and Northern Lesser Antilles in the Caribbean. When they say Greater or Northern, they're talking about positions like territories. We're talking about Barbados, Antigua, Hades, Cuba, Puerto Rico. That's what we're talking about. All these groups spoke related Awakan. We can even go into Wakanda, Awakan, and you see Wakanda in that, right? You see Wakan. Now people get it mixed up and say, well, Wakanda sound like Uganda. Girl, bye. Get the real, get the real. American movie. Black Panther was an American movie, honey, talking about African history, right? And I would tell y'all this, African people don't want to do with y'all motherfucking asses, because y'all motherfucking asses are aboriginals to South America, Central America, and North America. Okay? Stop with all that bullshit, honey. If you are American, honey, your ancestors been here. Stop with that bullshit. And this is why y'all don't got no motherfucking power. This is why y'all can't get nobody together. This is why you talk about how your ancestors are gonna weep and they attacking, and y'all motherfucking ass is still where you at. You're still caught up in those motherfucking generational curses because you're being sidetracked by what's the real. You're being sidetracked about what's real. You're being distracted. Motherfuckers wishing they woulda, coulda, shoulda, and now they're weeping. They're weeping. Their ancestors weeping through them. The term Awawak originally was applied by the Europeans specifically to the South American group who self-identified as Awawak. The Arwako or the Lakono. The Arawak language is the name of the overall Wakan language family. Now you can look into that, get tea, because of course that goes on and on and on. But this is the origin of Tituba. As you can see in the picture to the left or to the right, okay, they're showing a Awawakas or Arawakas, and it's saying Indiana, but I'm thinking that means Indian, not the state of Indiana. But anyway, they're showing an Awakan woman, honey, who is from the Caribbean. Okay, let's get into that. Going into, as I said, Harriet Tubman and Tituba being connected, because of course Tituba or Tituba was not murdered off. This even goes into the examples of Marie Laveau. You know, people say that Marie Laveau is the never dying Tituba because they said Tituba was not able to die. Tituba do not die. She just transferred her energy, which is still a death process, but it is what it is. Death to people means end. But they said that she is actually Marie Laveau. Like Marie Laveau had a daughter, so did Tituba. But according to genealogy, Marie Laveau could actually be the great granddaughter or the granddaughter of Tituba, because Tituba had a daughter named Violet. And of course, Violet changed her name because, of course, like I said, real occultists, real magicians, real witches, real spiritualists, real sorcerers, real conjurers, honey, they do what they do behind closed doors. As the Bible says, you pray in secret. You don't come forward and give all your secret. I did a ritual on money yesterday. I did yeah, I'm going to teach you how to get the man that I just got. You don't do that shit. You let people think that you got what you got because you were lucky. You make people think that you got what you got because your spirits have favor with you. You don't say, yeah, I did a spell on how I got my new apartment in my new house, and this is what I did. I went to the waters. Girl, bye. That's that wannabe bullshit. But anyway, Tituba and Harriet Tubman comes from, or the word tuba, okay, is a Latin, has Latin roots, as well as it has Italian roots. Well, Italian is Latin, if you don't know. Latin is the root language. French, Italian, Spanish, all comes from that. But anyway, tuba means trumpet. The Bible talks about trumpets being sound, right? The sound of a trumpet and someone coming to rescue. Harriet Tubman she led the slaves to freedom, right? Or at least she moved them from what they were going to go through. And that's what Tituba did. Tituba was the first Harriet Tubman. She freed, and even going into the whole spiritual stuff. Like I said, spirituality is not about race. Tituba did not just bring Native American or African witches from Salem. She took the ones who were from the land, whether they were light-skinned or dark-skinned, and she planted those seeds. She took them and planted those seeds, and they also spread it out. And I won't even go into that because, of course, tracing back from Salem and how they got down to New Orleans and how they left New Orleans and went to other parts of the world. Some of them even went back to the islands. But as I stated, Tituba did not die. She did not get lynched. She did not get burned. She did not get murdered. She did not get drowned. She did not get flooded. She did not get shipped back. Tituba went on and did great things, as Harriet Tubman did. That energy, that tuba energy. That tuba energy. Okay? So, like I said, real, recognize real. And even going to on a side note, because we're on this right now, people are so fascinated with going to New Orleans. Okay, or as they say, New Orleans, in the tongue of the natives down there, New Orleans, honey. They get so caught up in, let me go to New Orleans and do some rituals. Let me go to New Orleans and do this and da da da. But the real occultists who have bloodline from New Orleans does not practice in New Orleans. Those are nothing but energy vampires that are there right now. They're nothing but vampiric dead energy that need to feed off of gullible, wannabe, powerless individuals. And that's all there is down there in New Orleans. If you want to know where the real tea is, honey, those who know, you know where it's really at. It's still in Louisiana, right? It's still down in Louisiana, honey, because Texas is trying to bite after Louisiana. Texas is trying to bite after the boot. They said that Texas want to become its own country. Texas said, we don't want to be a part of America because y'all motherfuckers got money problems. We want to become our own motherfucking country. And those spirits over there from Louisiana is getting y'all motherfucking asses right together. Especially motherfuckers down there that got bloodline down there from New Orleans and in all those other parts down there around the waters over there, honey. St. Charles, Lake Charles, St. Charles, Port Arthur, all you motherfuckers out there trying to migrate into other parts of Texas. Well, I'm for that too. Let's make our own country. Those spirits don't fuck with you. That's why y'all experiencing these floods now. Hurricanes now, underground electrical currents now. That's exactly why you're feeling that, honey. Fault lines coming up because y'all trying to copy the original as y'all did with Tituba. Like I said, you American witches, unless you're from Europe. And now you're here and you're practicing magic. If you are an American spiritualist, white, black, Spanish, Arabic, it does not matter. Pay your fucking respects to Tituba. Pay your fucking respects to the Aboriginals that their blood was fucking spreaded and slain all over this fucking country. Pay your respects. Stop sitting there act like you getting your power from Europe when you never stepped foot on that fucking land. Yeah, well, my great-great-grandfather did. Bitch, you didn't. You didn't. You don't have access to that shit. You need to pay your respect. And that's why y'all shit is getting fucked up now. That's why you see these American witches that want to denounce their Aboriginal roots to what they're doing die off. And they're getting sick. And they're getting fucked up because they cannot pay their respect to Queen Mother. They cannot pay respect to not just Queen Mother, but those who came after. And that's where it comes down to. When you're doing magic in land or on land that does not fuck with that land, bitch, you get fucked up. And that's how that go. And I'm speaking to those who want to know the real. That's how things go. That's how that shit go. That's how that shit go. You can't be only in America trying to practice some ancient African shit, girl. The fuck? You can't be in America, never left America, want to practice some Caribbean magic, and you don't got no blood from there. You never been there. The fuck? You want to do some European magic while you in America, never been to Europe, and you thinking that shit gonna work? You better wake the fuck up. This ain't no hocus pocus bullshit, honey. This ain't no hocus pocus wannabe. Let's act like we're doing something. Well, I got a book that came from Europe and it talked about that. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. You better pay your respects to the trumpets, honey. Tituba. You better pay your respects to Tituba. And also, I want to say to the side note too. This time people be like, let's go to New Orleans. Let's do this, let's do that. As far as the tourist aspect of going to New Orleans, that's fun. That's cute. For real, for real. But if you're trying to do some real magic, it's not New Orleans you want to go to. There's another part of Louisiana that's in between New Orleans and what we call Shreveport. It's in between there. That's where the real magic is. There's a place there. That's where the real occultist is hiding at. That's where they go to do their little summer eve rituals outside of California. Because see, people think that this whole California fire shit is something bad. We know exactly what's going on. There's been too much contamination. Motherfuckers coming from Maryland, motherfuckers coming from other parts of the world, and they're trying to do things here in this land. And the motherfuckers who reign on this land, who came from this land, whose blood was definitely slanted and busted and bubbled up on, is not okay with that shit. Motherfuckers doing secret shit underground, and these spirits are not okay with that. So that's what's going on. It's purifying. It's a purification of the bullshit that's been brought to California. That's what that is. It's the bullshit. Through fire, fire gives birth. Through fire, fire charges. Through fire, fire rejuvenates. It cleanses. It gets rid of energy that does not need to be here. And that's what the fuck that is. I guarantee you everything that's been destroyed in the fire have motherfuckers in those places practicing shit that should not have been. And I always say this, unfortunately, innocent people will lose their lives because spirit does not have sympathy. Spirit does not have pity. Whoever gets in the way can get it. That's how spirit get down. There's no innocence when it comes to spiritual warfare. It's about knowing, and when you know, you do better. But I want to go into the list of occultists according to wikipedia.com. And I don't know who, this list is incomplete. You can help it by expanding it. Okay, well, they said it's incomplete, but I'm sure motherfuckers have tried to put names on there and they won't approve it. So let's break this down to Wikipedia. You know, Wikipedia, hey, Wiki. This list comprises and encompasses people, both contemporary and historical, who are or were professionally or otherwise notably involved in occult, esoteric, mystical, or magical practices or traditions. People who was or is merely believers of the occult practices should not be included unless they played a leading or otherwise significant part in the practices of occultism. Right? So it says people who were or is merely believers of occult practices should not be included. So they're basically saying leaders, right? But what I kind of find is ironic, Wikipedia, and I'm sure people have tried to add Tituba up in here. I don't see Tituba, and maybe I overlooked it. Maybe I overlooked Tituba, and we'll say the friend that helped her also known as Sarah Good. I still know that's Sarah Good because we know that wasn't her name. You know, they give you all these fake LSs and where is Tituba at? Okay, we're going back to the 500 to the 1400s. Mm-hmm. You see some Kabbalah, you see some Egyptian stuff, you see some African, honey, alchemy teas there, right? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. And I want to say this too. Japanese have something called the Lu chromosome in their body, which is directly connected to the continent of Africa, which means that Japanese people, this is why they have such a fixation on the Black culture. It's not because they want to be Black. It's not because they think they're Black. It's because there is some ancestral energy there. They are linked to the continent of Africa. They have just as much melanin, I'm sure, in them as you Black folks do in America. So I think it's ironic that they would have the first one listed as a Japanese painter and alleged magi. I think that's amazing. But anyway, going into here, Tituba 16th century. I don't see any Tituba name, honey, on any of these lists. Maybe I'm tripping. Am I tripping? Maybe I just overlooked it. I don't see it. Maybe because she was a slave that got her power back. They don't want to give her recognition. But we do see Marie Laveau here, don't we? Come on, Marie. We do see Marie Laveau here. Mm-hmm. We do see Marie Laveau here in the 19th century, huh? So I guess they gave recognition to Tituba somehow, some way. We see Marie Laveau, an American New Orleans voodoo practitioner. We also see Pascal. Yes, honey. To all you sex magicians out there. Yes, Pascal Beverly Randolph. Let me educate you about Pascal Beverly Randolph, honey. October 8th, 1821, was an African American medical doctor, occultist, spiritualist, and trance medium and writer. He is notable as perhaps the first person to introduce the principles of erotic alchemy, also known as sex magic. Yes. Let's give props to this black man. Yes, let's give veneration. Let's give homage. Let's give love to this black man who taught motherfuckers how to bust a nut and know that in your vagina and in your nut sack is power. Come on, Pascal. Come on, PBR. Yes, come on, Pascal. How you doing? Yes, honey. I wonder why Aleister Crowley and motherfucking Anton LaVey didn't give respect to this and taught about this. I don't know why they didn't teach about this shit like this. But anyway, he was also, according to A.E. Walty, establishing the early known Rosicrucian order in the United States. And that's kind of ironic because when Pascal exited out, you had a lot of motherfuckers, racist motherfuckers. We think about Egypt. And I won't get racist, y'all, because my grandmother's white. So I can't really be racist. I'm just speaking what I know, But it's amazing to me how instruments like the drums and the trumpets and the violin and all this other stuff are African instruments. And motherfuckers get in and get information and then they say it's their own or they act like it's their own. And I think it's so ironic that these Rosicrucian orders in America's now, in the United States of America right now, because I've been connected to some of them, now they're so racist. They're so it's just like, damn. Pascal Beverly Randolph, he is just disturbed. Y'all got him turning in motherfucking his grave and shit. Because this is just sad. This Rosicrucian shit, which is alchemy. Rosicrucian is the root of alchemy. It teaches you about alchemy. If you don't know, now you know. And it just amazes me that all these motherfuckers come in and they don't want to pay homage to, like they don't want to pay homage to the Black Madonna. They don't want to pay homage to the Black Madonna, which is that Yemaya energy, if you do not know, as we talk about in the spiritual veneration class. Black Madonna is that Yemaya energy, Mama Wata's energy. Okay. No one wants to pay respect to that. Motherfuckers want to disrespect and talk about Black folks and this and that, but bitch, you better pay your motherfucking respect. And this to anybody out there. You're Black, you're white, you're Cuban, you're Hispanic. I don't give a fuck. Pay your respect to the craft that you're in. If you don't know, you better research. Stop letting these motherfucking leaders come out and tell you that, well, this is what we learned, and according to ancient this and that, and the Phoenicians that went into Egypt. Bitch, bye. Bitch, bye. Bye, bitch. There was nobody outside of melanated people in the Middle East and Mesopotamia, honey, for a very, very long time, because there was mountains and icebergs, and as people said, a lot of those people had no reason to leave outside of their land. As one of my racist fellow spiritualists said, hey, girl, transgender racist bitch, hey, girl. She said that the white folks, the Vikings, had everything. They didn't have to go to Africa. They didn't have to go to other parts of the world because they had everything. And, it's just, honey, it is what it is. So y'all didn't have to go to Mesopotamia. Y'all didn't have to go over to the Middle East. Y'all didn't have to go to the Mediterranean. Y'all didn't have to go to the Americas. Y'all didn't have to go to Africa. But you did. You did, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You did, though. And you tried to learn the real magic. You tried to learn real art. You said, how fun these people living to see hundreds and hundreds of years old? How fun these people seeing 800 years, 900 years? Because back in the day, y'all wasn't seeing that damn long. No tea, no shade. Back in the day, those icebergs and those mountains blocking that oxygen and shit, y'all done lived to see past 100 and 200 years old, bitch. It was in Mesopotamia and in other parts, Africa, those continents and shit, where they were able to see. In Russia, too. Russia, let's not forget Russia. Oh, they still got that big T out there. Hey, Russians. Ow, they got that big T out there, Russian, honey. Hey, Russia. How you doing? Yes, I want to be a mail order bride and go to Russia. Any of you Russians want to marry me and bring me over there, honey? Oh, come on, marry me and take me over there to Russia. Woo, Jesus. Anyway, but yeah, honey, yeah, you have to learn that you saw what how these bitches living to be 800 years old. How these motherfuckers living to feed 20 fucking kids. How these bitches having 50 kids and ain't dying. How are they medical so advanced? Because you know that's where it comes from, honey. You know, before they went into Africa, they didn't know how to count. Before they went into Africa, they didn't know anything about degrees and Celsius and Fahrenheit and none of that shit, y'all. And that's the truth of the matter. Before they went into Africa and before they went into other parts of the world, they didn't know anything about no damn Celsius and additions and subtractions and numbers and all sort of shit. Mathematicians and urologists and all this other motherfuckers. You had trigonometry, Celsius degrees and how the pyramids form and all this other bullshit. But now all of a sudden, bitch, they go over there to get the knowledge and they come back and they say they're the one that taught that and that motherfuckers are related to apes. And it's like everything is reverse because we all know what it really is. But anyway, going into Pascal Beverly Randolph, Beverly Randolph, he was, they said African American, but he was actually mixed race. I think a black person wrote this autobiography about him because they always trying to make mixed race people what they is. And it is what mixed race people is mixed raced. Okay. Get it. Get it through your heads, people. Mixed raced people are mixed. Okay, we got white, we got Hispanic, we got Asian, we got Negro, we got all that shit up in us, bitch. Let us honor all of our ancestors. Okay, bitch, stop getting mad. Cause your ass don't know who the fuck you are, so you want to say, "Well, I'm African. I'm African, darling." And you're sounding like that shit, bitch. You're African though, huh? You're African, but you don't know no damn African language, really? Huh? You're African what? Walking around with a fucking dashiki and shit on. What language do you speak that's from the continent of Africa? You know any Igbo, honey? Huh? You know any type of native tongue? While you rocking these dashikis and fucking African emblem earrings and shit. And girl, y'all, bitch, talk about racial appropriation. Y'all need y'all ass whooped. Y'all need y'all motherfucking ass whipped, girl. I'm so sick of y'all American spiritualists. I'm just really sick of y'all. I'm just sick of y'all. I'm just sick of you American spiritualists. I'm sick of y'all thinking y'all know what y'all know and y'all really don't know. I'm sick of y'all, honey. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Sick of it, honey. Anyway, he is a descendant of William Randolph, who is the nephew of John Randolph Roanoke. Y'all know who that is, honey. He was a congressman in Virginia. Yes, serving as representative various times between 1799 and 1833. Yes, honey. Ooh, come on, girl. Was he from Russia? Wait a minute. What'd I say? What? Minister? Ooh, he was a minister of Russia. Jesus! Ow! Ooh. They say when you got a big nose, you got a big wanker, too. I wonder what that thing looked like. Jesus, anyway, that's my perverted mind. Anyway, so William Randolph, oh, he was so cute. Look at that. Ooh, he was so cute. Look at Randall. He just looked so cute, honey. He had a wig on, too. Shout out to my wig wearers back in the day, honey. Anyway, he was a colonist, landowner, planter, merchant, and politician who played an important role in history and government English colony of Virginia. He moved to Virginia sometime between 1669 and 1673. And married Mary Isham. Yes, honey. Was she Muslim? I don't know. But, his descendants included Thomas Jefferson, Pascal Beverly Randolph. Ooh, isn't this amazing? All these Randolphs are related. Thomas Jefferson. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, Thomas Jefferson. Ooh, he has some get down with the get down. Anyway, let me get up off of that. But his mother was Flora Beverly, who he later described as being mixed English, French, German, Native American, and Malagasy ancestry. You know what Malagasy is. You don't know, let's click on, let's see what Malagasy is. Malagasy are Austronesians and Southeast African ethnic group native in the island in the country of Madagascar. Did we talk about this? Just the other day, Madagascar. Being a part of the island, Australia. Shout out to Australia. Y'all connect to this too. Sri Lanka, Australia, and Madagascar was linked to an island, honey, believe it or not. Yes, honey, an island with very dark, tall, very tall, Negroid featured motherfuckers. And I just said, Jesus. See, girl, I know I've always been a little nasty, you know. Ooh, Jesus, I just know, honey. I just imagine them laying it on strong and all night long. Because, you know, back then they had a lot of energy. You know, those Polynesians, those islanders, they got a lot of energy because they got that electrolytes going in them. You know, Caribbean too, if you eat Caribbean food. And you know they just get those enzymes that are released by the shells and mussels and crabs and lobsters and all that other shit. And then they got the coconut water, the mango, and all this other good shit. Just get that sexual energy going. Jesus, that's just so good. Anyway, so they're actually Austronesian, but they're definitely melanated. Yes, they are. The melanated. So his mother was melanated, honey, and she died when he was young. And yeah, so yeah, that's just y'all do your research on him. He just, you know, he was really getting down with the get down. He actually journeyed through England, as far as east of Persia. Yeah, yes, he know the real, honey, because that's what the real is, honey. Yes, honey, come on in. So that's just all I wanted to show right there. You know, people need to. People just need to just wake up for what it is and pay your respects to Queen Mother. Queen Mother, also known as Tituba. Queen Mother, her descendants, and all of you who want to be a part of that. Because a lot of you would hope and think and wish that you were part of Tituba. And that's fine, because Tituba was not the only powerful witch. She was not the only powerful spiritualist, you know, but she's one of many. And, you know, some of these motherfuckers just don't got it in them. You know, it wasn't meant for you to tap into that energy. You don't really have it. And, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, it's okay to wish. And I say this with all due respect. Some people are meant to assist. As a spiritualist, and I say this to all the spiritualists out here because, of course, you know, they want to get upset. Why not team up with some real occultists and you guys just be their assistant? Why not? Why don't y'all just come out, y'all? And I was talking to whoever can feel this. Why don't y'all just come out and say, Mystic, can I assist? You know, can I get up on it? Because y'all fond of me. You know, you're fond of me. My haters are fond of me. I'm talking to my haters. They're fond of me. They want some of this. They want some of this energy. Because, see, sex is the most powerful way of exchanging energy. Sex is sacred exchanging of energy. Okay, if you don't know that, that's what sex is. So sex is the ultimate way of tapping into someone's energy, taking or giving. Okay, so and I also brought me to a little side note too, because these motherfuckers. What did they say? I was looking at this black conscious motherfucker, honey. Sarita. We'll say Sarita. We won't say his real name. And Sarita was so fond of another man having sex with another man. And he was really asking these questions like, how did it feel? Did you give or take it? Who did you do it to? What did it feel like? You ever went down? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, ain't no heterosexual man gonna ask another man, whether he's gay or straight, how does it feel to get head from another man? You know, I'm just sitting there thinking like, who kind of shit is this? You know what I mean? That's like my mama being a heterosexual woman asking another woman, what does it feel like to have another woman to eat you out? Unless she's curious about getting that done. So I'm sitting here watching this little video like, you nasty ass nigga. You want to get down with the get down, but you act like you're not. And that's the nasty part about it. You want to act like you don't get down like that, but you do get down like that. But anyway, so this guy, he was saying that gay people cannot have sex, that they're only masturbating. Because masturbating is acting like you're having sex. He said that sex is procreation. And I'm like, I think not, because according to ancient knowledge, procreation was a sexual experience, right? Procreation is an act after coitus, right? And if you do not know what coitus is considered heterosexual sex. So that is a practice still, right? So everyone is not meant, and everyone was not meant to have straight sex, also known as coitus, okay? So going into sex and how people connect, sex is one way. That's why you go into these groups, and even now, a lot of these groups, they practice homosexual acts, but they don't identify as being gay. You have a lot of people out there. I won't even say no names, but you know, it is what it is. They're a fan of getting popped in the booty. They're a fan of sucking on teeth. And, you know, they're saying I'm heterosexual. And that's fine because they only want it for the magical aspect of it. Like, bitch, give me some energy. I need you transgenders to charge me up. And as I said before, that comes with a price. You want some of this transgendered energy, that comes with a motherfucking price because we don't give this up for free. We don't. You know, to tap into this energy, it takes a lot of tea to tap into this energy. And, you know, if you want some of this, you know, this transgender, you know, as they say, Allah loving, you know, because they said Allah is the first transgender deity. We'll leave it at that. But you want some of this Hawaiian energy, this Ishtar energy, honey, this Alabat energy, honey, you're going to have to pay for this shit. Hello, how you doing? Anyway, so like I said, sex is just that. But be careful who you're fucking and sucking on. Some of my people out there, and I'm with y'all with this. Some of my people out there, you have some teas going on. You contracted STDs, you contracted STIs, you contracted AIDS, you contracted herpes, you contracted a whole bunch of tea through your sexual experiences because you were not aware of when demons inject their seeds into you, you become like them. And that's all that is, the physical manifestation of that stuff. So anyway, you know, I forgot where I was going with that. I don't want to go too left with that, but yeah. Anyway, pay your respects to Queen Mother Tituba, and many of likings who have come forth. You think if Marie Laveau was here during YouTube days, you think Marie Laveau would be on YouTube teaching y'all her secrets? I mean, I just want to know. And then also to you motherfuckers out here that think because you watch 20 other YouTube videos and all these motherfuckers are followers and copycats and they telling you some shit that you're going to come to a bitch like me who actually did her research, who actually been in this shit, who actually been involved in groups that have been all around the motherfucking world. Because I'm speaking something different and I'm giving you the I can't even give you the side eye, bitch, because you're not worth me even looking at. That's why I'm doing all this rolling and attitude and this is all what you're getting, bitch. You don't get that full direct look, honey, because you sitting there talking about, well, you're just obscure. Everything you're saying is just, there's no point to it. Yeah, you're going to say that because you want me to sit here and quote these wannabe books. You want me to sit here and quote these books that you can get for $5 online and $2 and $3 and motherfuckers that went to, you know, places like Hades, you know, and thought they got the tea, you know, because those people knew what they were doing. Shout out to my Haitian brothers and sisters. And I want to say this too. Can I talk about this for a minute? My Haitians and my Dominicans are connected to the Ghanan people, right? If you don't know, the Ghanadians, honey, we're going to call them Ghanadians. You know, I like to add my own thing. People from Ghana helped to populate Hades and motherfucking DR. So I just want to say this to those people. I got left for y'all. But anyway, that's all I want to say. But anyway, I want to say something else when I can say that because I got to go, girl. It's about to be 5 o'clock. Listen. For you motherfuckers, will you just say, will you, listen, take a trip. You know, if people down there in Hades, which is one of many places that have a lot of real secrets, I say one of many places, because that's one of many places that have a lot of exo and esoteric information. If you want to go there and have an experience, go there, you know? But these motherfuckers ain't gonna tell you what you think. You know, unfortunately, Catherine is not gonna tell you the real, because Catherine don't know the real. Unfortunately, Betty something ain't gonna tell you the real, because she don't know the real, because those Haitians didn't teach her the real. They're not dumb. You think you're gonna take a trip out there to the Amazon, they're gonna teach y'all all their secrets and shit? This is how we do this. This is how we do that. You think they're gonna tell you this? They're not dumb. See, that's where the Aboriginals of America got twisted and got fucked up. You know, they were out here sharing their secrets, and that's why some of them were beaten, and you know they were disowned by their own brothers and sisters because you were out here sharing your secrets and shit just to get a chance to get in that house and to eat with the with the masses. You lied and I'll teach you what we know. If you let me get in there and get some of that milky milk. And that's nothing too. These masters are out here using sex magic, on these slaves and vice versa. And this is why they were getting down where they get down. This is why things were happening. The motherfuckers was using that energy to manifest and need to manifest. And that's why some of these motherfuckers out here got what they got. Some of these motherfuckers don't get what they get. And that's why I always say out here, there's a thin line between spirituality and sexuality. So you look at these spirituals that are always talking about sexual whore. That's a Jezebel witch. She doing some spiritual seduction on y'all. Y'all better recognize, because that's the bitch right there that don't have no power. Because somebody who has power, people who have real power they have high self-esteem. They have high reverence. They love themselves. They're comfortable being nude. They're comfortable being clothed. They're comfortable being with a wig, without a wig. They're comfortable with whatever. It is what it is. They're comfortable in their own skin. When the motherfuckers, I got to cover, I'm a Christian, I'm a witch, but I cover up because nobody shows off their body but a whore, an energy vampire. Those are the motherfuckers you got to watch, because all great occultists practice sex magic. All of them were out here sucking and licking and popping and spitting and urinating in and defecating in a whole bunch of tea. They were all out here doing that. They were using bodily fluids to get ahead. So anybody that's uncomfortable with that, I can't, that's not me, I don't feel comfortable with that. Girl, then stay physical. Step on this hocus pocus bullshit. Step on this, I'm gonna teach you how to make bleach water with food coloring. I'm gonna teach you how to put liquor in berries in a jar, and you're gonna shake it up and say, Akuta Matata, Akuta Matata, Akuta Matata, Akuta Matata. And you thinking Akuta Matata means get that bitch, because you haven't done your research on what Akuta Matata is. You haven't done your research on where that come from. You let these hocus pocus witches fool your ass, and you deserve to be fooled. You deserve to be caught up in that bullshit. You deserve it. Over here shaking and shit. I mean, we get the point, because, dancing and movement, that's all about psychic energy. That's how you pull up that energy. But, if you can't think about nothing more than getting your, going home to this nigga that beat your ass, or you can't help but think about how your parents abandoned you and neglect you while you're doing that magic, what you think is going to manifest? If you're saying, Mystic, I'm trying to manifest a new house, a new car, a new love, a new relationship, a new friendship, I'm trying to get more powerful spiritually, but yeah, you're concerned about shit that does not serve that purpose. I don't care how much dancing and gyrating and sexual moving you're doing, what energy you think gonna pull up? I really want y'all to think about that, because I get so many emails from people, and I'm just like, what are you even... Do you even have your own brain, honey? No tea, no shade. Do you think for yourself, or you let other people think for you? Huh? Are you a copycat? Are you letting these copycat motherfuckers tell you that they know what they know, but yet a bitch can't manifest anything outside of drugs, bummy ass motherfuckers, and bummy ass places? I mean, really? No, girl, get your power back. And that's what we're about. Self-empowerment. I'm always say that. That's my mission. My mission is to allow people who are really witches, who really have some type of spiritual motherfucking power, and that shit is dormanted. It's been dormant, because it's not dead. Because energy does not die. It fades. It transfers, but it does not die. And they're like, I feel connected to this. Something about this. Listen, this is the place for you, bitch. If you want that hocus pocus bullshit, and today it's my altar, and y'all, I'm a powerful witch because I got 20 million stones. And today, y'all, my background, I'm gonna show y'all my statues and this and that, just to make you think I got power. If that's your thing, then go over there. But I can tell you this: doctors don't always bring up that they got doctoral degrees. Teachers don't have to keep telling you that I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. They don't got to keep doing that. People who are singers don't have to say, I'm the greatest singer of all time. That's insecurity. Even with the showing off and I gotta show y'all this to keep up. Let me sell something to people. Let me act like, ooh, let me act like I'm doing something. Girl, bye. Y'all better wake the fuck up, America. You've been asleep for too motherfucking long. Okay? You've been asleep for too motherfucking long. These motherfuckers got y'all fooled. And we're here for that shit. Okay, my baby waking up. I think this is him telling me it's time for me to end this. I'm gonna start listening to baby. You know, he was sleeping during the video. Now he's waking up. And I think he's telling me it's time for me to get ready and end this. So we're gonna listen to our baby. We're gonna listen to the baby. What? 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 We're gonna listen to the baby. I'm gonna look at the comments because he's telling me it's time to end this. Is it time to end this video? It was time to end it. Show me a sign. Is it time to end it? I'm not leaving. Rich, please. Rich, is he trying to tell me he want to get walked? You can wait for that. You can wait. You don't gotta get walked right now. Okay? You can give me 1 minute. Anyway, let me end this, honey. This motherfucker's trying me tonight. He ain't getting it tonight. He ain't never gonna get it. That's why occultists do magic in the new. Come on, Grand Madam. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Wait, what happened? Come on. Yeah, oh my God. Yes. She sure would. Occultists do magic in the nude. Listen, Grand Madam, anybody out there that practice real magic knows this. Wigs gotta come off, clothes gotta come off, because that energy starts moving through you. It starts moving through you. Okay? You feel that shit. Your hands start getting hot, your feet start getting hot, your head start getting hot. You're like, bitch, we gotta take this off. I'm telling you. You cannot be doing no damn rituals in clothes. Girl, bye. That's what I said, if you're out here, I'm doing a ritual, girl, if you're able to do that without burning the fuck up, and it could be 30 degrees outside, you're still gonna burn the fuck up because energy is energy. Okay? You are not doing real magic. If you're doing spells and you're not drained and you're not falling asleep and you're, oh God, I'm trying to stay up, you're not doing real magic. I told y'all, I've been doing work. I've been doing really heavy work. I've been eating my soups. I've been drinking my water, my Gatorade. And one of the works that I did was so heavy that it's still pulling for me. And that's what's been going on. I've been very drained. I've been very tired because this energy is pulling. And the only way to get this energy back is to sleep it out, and not only sleep it out, but recharge yourself. And I've been doing that. But of course, I got things I have to do. I can't just sleep it out. Oh my God, because of course I'm doing other casework. So that's what's going on. Today I feel a lot better because I actually took my time yesterday and I rested up. I probably took about 3 or 4 naps yesterday. This morning, same thing. I took a lot of naps. I went to sleep and woke up 3 hours later. I took a lot of naps because of course, like I said, you have to be focused and you have to be fully charged to get that up. But on top of that, like I said, the energy was still pulling you. When you're tapping into real energy, when you're tapping into real magic, your ass gonna be knocked the fuck out. It is what it is. So yes, Wakanda is a Native American name. Come on, Jay. Come on, honey. Wakanda, not African like Uganda. Motherfuckers are so fixated on Africa. I'm African. I'm African American. I'm African American. Oh yeah. And it's like, girl, okay, go to Africa then. Take a trip to Africa. Let's see how these people openly accept you. And don't go to certain parts of Africa because they still practice cannibalism out there, just like certain parts of Europe. Oh, you better be careful, bitch. Don't be trying to trek it out and travel out. They still practice cannibalism, honey, in many parts of the world. America do too. Some parts of America too. That's why you got to be careful. Girl, bad. Girl, geez, I won't even tell you all my experience I had. I had a weird experience just a couple of years ago, and I said, no, thank you. You travel with other people. Come on, S. Whittle. The furthest up I can see is J2 Funny, where he says Tituba was with the with the other color, which is Mary Black and Candy, who got free. It wasn't just that though, because of course the term black could be used loosely. Anybody who was not white or light was considered black. So of course those were not just the people, right? Those are not. It wasn't just three people. It was a group of people. It was a group of people, and many real spiritualists of America who can only trace their roots in America are descendants of these beings, of these people. Come on, Plant Care. Hello, RT Bell. Yes, newbie here. Welcome, right, Bell. Come on. Yes, come on, Jake's funny. Come on, Eclectic. Yes, Eclectic. You drop by to say hi. Come on, Little Mer. You always just dropping by. What you been up to, Little Mer? Come on, Norma. Hey, Norma. Yes. Come on, Lotus. What about North Carolina? I did some of my best work in North Carolina. Well, RT Bell, North Carolina, see, we talk about ley lines, so we talk about lunar energies and solar energies. North Carolina, or the Carolinas, going down to even the tip of Georgia, not all of Georgia, but the tip of Georgia, going up to a certain point, I won't put too much out there, we talk about the platonic plates. We talk about the energy fields that are there. There's a lot of magical stuff that take place in North Carolina and South Carolina. A lot of magical things that are not documented, that people don't talk about. If you're not from there, you're not going to know about it. So that's what I said before. A lot of people know when to hush and when to speak. There's also certain parts of California that they're still doing shit, but they're not going to talk about that. That's what I'm saying. When people be like, I got the Masonic, it's like, if you got truth on truth, but you've never been a part of that, how do you have the truth? Does that sound right to you? If you've never been in any type of Masonic religion, you've never been in that, because they're not going to just let you come in and spy. In order for you to be invited to any type of Masonic event, you have to be initiated in that. This is how I be looking at these YouTubers side-eye. Like, you're not a part of that shit, but you got truth on that? So no, your truth is made up shit. It's hearsay. But they come out and say, we got what we got. We know. No, the fuck you don't, bitch, because they would have hung your ass. Bitch, you would have been offed it. They would have locked you up indefinitely, honey, or they would have killed your ass off, bitch. Because we all know that secrets are secrets. And you don't come out and tell that shit. So this whole, the Masonic, and you see some of YouTubers, and they're just like, girl, unsubscribe, block, unsubscribe, block, unsubscribe, block. I can't. The Spirit of God showed me what these Masons were doing. And it's like, do you even know what the term Mason is? You know what the term Freemason means? Do you know what Masonry means? Do your research. But you're saying God gave you this knowledge? Wouldn't God enlighten you on how to better your life to where you don't got to be on YouTube asking for viewership and money? Just something to think about. If God gave you the spirit of discernment to see what these Freemasons are doing, wouldn't God give you the ability to better your life so you can get the fuck up out of here? Because you're still in this country. Why don't you go to a country that's non-Freemason denominated? So like I said, it's all hocus pocus bullshit. It's all distractions to make, I got insight. Yeah, they're all Masons. They're all Illuminati. They're all there. They hold the sign up. That's Satanism. That's all hell Lucifer. When they do this, y'all, that's 666. They're saying, I'm down with Satan. Yeah, well, whatever God you're getting spirit of discernment with, I don't want to fuck with that guy, because that God sound dumb as fuck. No tea, no shade. And the God I'm aware of is about knowledge and love. It's about understanding, whether that's through evil experiences or loving experiences. But that's what God is about. The Most High, the biblical, all that good stuff is about the God who created darkness and light, who's in control of good things and bad things, or good things and evil things, positive and negative. And you're talking about devil, Satan, ooh. What does 666 mean? That's the mark of the beast. Yeah, well, according to my research, mark of the beast is a whole nother other number. But We won't talk about that because you got to read the Bible. You got to read the Bible to know exactly what that is. You got to read the Bible to know what that is, honey. If you don't read, you don't know. If you don't read, you don't know. All these notifications popping up. If you don't read, you don't know. Any more gonna pop up? Okay. So, yes, honey. Oh, I'm so sick of people. Yes, come on, come on, come on. Nope, those spirits are not of these lands. Come on, Jay. That's why they're getting fucked up. Yeah, maybe because your bloodline was there. But yeah, RT Bell, your bloodline could be there. But if you have not been there, you cannot work with those spirits. You cannot work with those spirits. Now, some spirits were powerful enough to, I won't even say that. Some spirits came in the form of an avatar, which means people got insight on possibly this person being that person. So let's bring it into this land. And they taught the teachers of that. But like I said, if you're not in Europe, you could have descendants. You could be a descendant of somebody who's from there. If you're not in Europe, you don't have the energy that Europe has. You don't have the source of that land. You don't have the fruits and vegetables that grow on that land. You don't need to be practicing that shit. If you're in America doing magic, you need to know what spirits walk on this land. How are you connected to those spirits? Because you were born here, right? Right, RT Bell? Were you born here or were you born there? Where was your blood shed at? When your mother sat on an operating table, where did her, not to get too graphical, but where did her amniotic fluid, where did her mucus plug become unplugged at? I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that. Because see, now you're going into cultural appropriation, and now you're going into motherfuckers acting like they're doing shit. Then you got people that are really into that stuff getting very offended by you wannabes. It's no different from the voodooists in America and the ones that are in Hades and Africa. They're very offended by these wannabe voodons out here. They're very offended. Because you're culturally appropriating. That's not your fucking bloodline. You can have links to that, connections to that, but that's not where your blood was shed at. That's not where you were at. That's not where you were born at. Going into year two, those European witches is not too fond of these American witches, these American pagans, the ones that are claiming to be druids. They're not fond of y'all. They don't give two fucks about y'all. They laugh at y'all. Oh my God, this is so disturbing. Motherfuckers never bought a... Now, that's another thing too. These Americans talking about money. I got money. Money, 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 money. I got money. Money, money, money. I got money. Money, 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 money. Oh, money, money. You know, you got all this money, sis, but you have yet to get a passport and took your pagan ass over there to the Stonehenge, right? You've yet to go over to any part of Europe that your ancestors you think they may have come from to do any type of fucking magic. But you're on YouTube. Oh, I paid $1,000 for that crystal. I paid $1,900 for that. Oh, my furniture set cost me $2,000. I just got my new house bill, cost me $300,000. Well, that's the truth, then, sister. Then why the hell haven't you took that $3,000 and invest on a trip abroad to learn how your ancestors really doing magic? I can tell you why. Because either A, your ancestors are really not witches, or B, you don't have no motherfucking power. And A and B could be linked together. Which lead me to see that you're just acting like you're doing shit to get views and motherfucking paychecks. And that shit is gonna stop. It's gonna stop. So you get money, honey. Take that money and go to Europe where your ancestors are at, honey, if you're gonna practice European magic. I'm a Norse pagan. I'm a Nordic witch. Okay, take your ass to the Norse country then and see how you feel connected to that damn land. You go ahead and see those spirits don't whoop your ass. How about that? That's why you won't do it neither, because you know those spirits gonna whoop your fucking ass. That's what it is. Same thing with you Afro spiritualists. Well, I'm hoodoo. Okay, bitch, go to the islands and practice that magic then, bitch. And bet you those motherfuckers beat. I bet you those spirits beat your ass. I bet you will beat your ass. Ogun will get your ass right together. Bet you he would. Take your ass over there. Go ahead. Do a retreat over there in the islands. Go ahead. I dare you. Triple dog dare you. Triple dog dare you. Bitch, you're not going to, because bitch, you ain't gonna make it out alive. You're gonna go there, you're gonna die, you're gonna stay there. Your spirit gonna be there. Oh, good gonna be like, oh, bitch, you plenty been pot on me. Come on over and get some of this tea. You ain't coming back. You ain't coming back, girl. Well, some of them can't because they also on parole. We always talk about this. So a lot of these spiritualists are on parole, so they can't really go nowhere. You know what I mean? They can't go nowhere. They can't leave outside the state line. That's why they don't go outside the state line. They'll act like, I went over here to Florida. I went over here to New York. I went over here. Girl, bye. You can't leave those state line, bitch. You on parole. You're on parole, bitch, and your parole officer's not gonna let you go on over there, girl. That's why you don't go nowhere. But outside of that, if you were not on parole, you wouldn't go there, bitch. You know those spirits will whoop your ass. You know those spirits will get your ass right together, bitch. Where my motherfucking whip, honey? Where my motherfucking whip at? You know those motherfucking spirits will get your ass right motherfucking together, bitch. You know, like I know. Those spirits are gonna get your ass right motherfucking together. Those spirits gonna get your ass right motherfucker. Oh, y'all see I don't got on no panties? Y'all didn't see nothing though. Woo, God. Okay. Those spirits gonna say, you motherfucker. You over there practicing. I'm not in that fucking. If you know my ancestors were killed on that. Motherfucker. You want to be in North Carolina practicing some pagan and shit. You know when they got there, they brainwash out, mother, bitch, they gonna whoop the fuck out of y'all. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Y'all know they gonna whoop y'all asses. You Afro spiritualists and you European spiritualists, they gonna fuck y'all up. You know that. They gonna fuck y'all up. That's why y'all don't do it. Y'all don't go over there. We know. Y'all don't go over there, girl. They're gonna fuck y'all up. They're gonna fuck y'all up. Fuck y'all good and hard. He says, We'll get y'all right together. Mm. 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 It's cleansing. Come on. Portland. Portland has some tea. I've not been, so I wouldn't know. Portland, as in Portland, Oregon. Oregon. Is that what you're saying, Adrian? Portland does have some tea. All of the West Coast has some tea. Yes. The most powerful, influential when it comes to magic is California, though. California has a lot of history. Gold rush, oil, crystals. Yeah. Anyway, I saw a note that came up, and it says trans women model after women, and now some women are indeed something, something, something. I would have to agree to disagree, because going into the trans women stuff, that's totally a whole nother gender, also known as the third sex, totally different. Women are women, men are men, transgenders are transgenders. That's why the layman's mind, or the person who lack knowledge, will say a transgender woman is actually a man. A transgender man is actually a woman, because that's what you think. That's what you feel, because that's all you were taught. That's all you were taught. But no, I would have to disagree with that. Trans women do not model themselves after women. I know I'm very, very different from cisgender women. And I'm very, very, very different from cisgender men. So I would have to disagree with that. You offend the spirits of the land, you got to go. Europe spirits can't do much for if you have no European blood, Native American land. That is correct. You cannot practice real European magic in American land. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot practice real African magic being only in American land. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Now, when it comes down to Native American powers and energy, you definitely could, because this is their motherfucking land. Native American, they're here. This is the energy that's been. This energy been here for thousands of years. But if you want to tap into real paganistic energy, you need to go to motherfucking Europe. If you want to tap into real African energy, you want to go to motherfucking Africa. Everybody in between is nothing but a melting pot of energies. And as I said before, there's nothing wrong with that. But motherfuckers saying that, well, we're greater than you because we're this and that. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. We know what we know. We know what it is. We know how it's been. You cannot change that. So that is correct. Anybody who's never been in Europe, who is not practicing anything in Europe, who do not have anything brought to them from Europe, who do not have any tools that were sent to them from Europe, cannot practice real European magic, whatever that is. Whatever that is. I'm saying European magic in the sense of all, you know, because there's so many, girl, every day something pop up. Witchery, kitchen witch, garden witch, stone witch, urine witch, feces witch. I mean, girl. So you cannot practice real European magic if you've never been to Europe. You cannot practice that shit, honey. No such thing. You can't do it. Yes. Okay, a lot of Native Americans are there. There you go. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Marie Laveau will be back in American Horror Story tonight. Come on, Little Mer. Now, Marie Laveau, I could have sworn Marie Laveau was the girl that has the rap on they were consulting with. Right, Little Mer? Because I'm just like, honey, this is the last one of the season, right? Oh, this is the last episode of the season. Oh, that's sad. Well, they want to give y'all the real, but the fake. You know how they got to do. Right. Just because they didn't have to go doesn't mean they didn't. Come on, say it again, Eclectic. Say it again, honey. I don't understand. I don't know what you were answering to. Come on. You've been learning Yoruba. Come on, one of many languages. Come on, honey, learn it. From Madagascar, yes. You from Madagascar? Come on. Yes. Hello, Tova. You remember who from school? So who you remember from school? Tituba. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Little Mer. Little Mer is actually a mini dress, but you know, these big old things, honey, these big old things right here, they turn mini dresses into mini tops. You know what I mean? I had a dream about something, and there's two of y'all that actually were involved, and it was not a sexual dream, but one of you were trying to tell me something, and the other person said, "Nah, forget it." And if you know who you are, send me an email. Because I thought to myself, that's amazing. The person who said, "Now forget it," usually have a lot to say. And I think this dream was your spirits talking to me. That's what I think it is. That's why you were in it. And the person who was talking, I actually haven't talked to this person in a very long time. But now they're starting to come back, and I'm like, whoa. So if you know you are, message me. Yes. Yes, you gain favor by working with the energies that you were blessed with. Come on, Lotus. Right, not by putting on like you have powers you don't have. Right, and that's something too. Spirits do not fuck with wannabes. A lot of people that claim to be, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a psychic medium. Every time we turn on, I'm a psychic. Bitch, there's no name for it. I have spiritual insight on things that need to be seen, and I have a spiritual voice to speak on things that need to be spoken upon. That's it. That's all. Clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I'm an empath. Who gives a fuck? Everybody's a motherfucking empath, girl. Who cares? Who cares? Bitch. The ones that make it their duty to remind you, I'm a psychic, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a tarot reader. Oh, I have these powers. They really don't. They're hoping that spirit has favor with them by speaking that into existence. It does not work. You either have it or you don't have it. Many of us were born with gifts because it's a part of our lineage line. Our great-grandfather had, our great-grandmother had, and it came down into us through that way. Some people are taught to have it, and that's fine. You could be taught how to harness certain gifts, but now you're always going to be a book-smart witch. You're always going to have to give tarot readings. That's the only readings you can give as a tarot read, because you're not trained to see the spirit world. You don't have that in you. You don't have no connection to spirits. And a lot of you, your ancestors actually fucked it up for you because they used the energy that they got for their own personal good, for their own personal means. And that's why they got fucked the fuck up. And now you're paying for that. Oh, I wish I had spiritual powers. Mystic, I wish I could see spirit. I wonder why I can't see spirit. Mystic, and it's just like, yeah, what? Talk, girl. What's going on? Snap out that trance, bitch. Snap out that trance. Hello? Wake up, girl. Wake up. You there? Yeah, that's the MK Ultra shit, girl. You can't speak. That's that mind control shit, girl. That's that spiritual blockage that those spirits put over you. Your grandmama said, bitch, don't give them those powers. Or the grandmama had those powers, but she misused it. She was using that shit to get dick instead of helping out her local people. She was using that power to get more money than to actually assisting people. Oh, I'll charge $3,000 for that. Give me $1,700. Give me $5,000. I'll help you. Instead of using that power to advance people or to helping people to advance. So the spirit said, fuck that shit, bitch. I want my shit back. And that's what happened. That's why you got a lot of wannabes that wish they had power and they don't have power. They'll never have power. They'll keep burning candles and speaking of the work they did, but their work will not manifest. Ever. Poison. Come on, Eclectic. The quote I'm taking down is really into anal sex. Listen, little Mer, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know? Pop that anal, pop that. You know, the anus is related to Horus. You know, Horus and Isis, you know. We're gonna have to do a video on that one day. You know, one day we're gonna do a video on that. Horus and Isis. The anus is connected to Horus and Isis. Yeah. Or male at the bottom, woman at the top, you know, where people be trying to cut in at. You know, we all know that, you know, Mother Isis run everything. We all know that. Pay your respect, bitch. Pay your respect to Mother Isis. We all know that. Girl, wake up. Girl, wake it up, honey. Wake it up. You could never come. You could never come. Bitch, never come for Isis. Anyway. Yes, come on. Yes, okay, come on. Sounds. My niece in DR with her girlfriend this week. Come on. What's she doing down there, Grand Madam? Yes, they only pass the true blood to their descendants. That's right. Or with people they know could keep secrets. Ain't no Haitian, ain't no real voodoo practitioner gonna sit on here openly and share with y'all their tea. And not just the Haitians, you also got Jamaican. There's many past they don't do it. For whatever reason, these hoodooists got secondhand shit and they tell y'all all the secrets and it's just like, girl, now you know that was some real shit. Y'all wanna be talking about that, right? Because that power becomes weakened. The more energy is spread, the weaker it becomes, right? Think about that. The more you spread energy, the weaker it becomes. And then people who think that they know energy will start to rewrite it, rechange it, revise it. So real energy is kept within a certain circle of people. It's always been that way and it's always going to be that way. So Haitian voodoo practitioners or spiritualists from Hades will only share that to their descendants or with those who they know ain't gonna sell no book, ain't gonna come out and say, hey y'all, my Haitian friend taught me that this is how you do this and that. To get Oshun, you gotta take this to this and that, do that like that. Oshun will appear, bam. They're not gonna tell you that. Unless, like I said, they know you're gonna keep your secrets and they know if your ass gonna write a book or not, bitch. That's why I laugh at these motherfucking Catherines and these other motherfuckers. I think I went to Hades. I got the real shit. According to my African people, they say this is what they do. Bitch, bad. They gave you that watered down bullshit. That's why they over there looking and laughing at your ass now. You sit there and say, hey, honey, she said that she learned from y'all. She said the Igbo people taught her this magic. Can you go ahead and tell us the Fulu people? Can you go ahead and tell us this some real shit? They're going to sit there and be like, who taught this bitch that in their language? Who taught this bitch that? Oh my God. That's why I'm telling people say, take back your power from these white folks. Girl, bye. That is so racist. That's some ignorance. That's bullshit. Because y'all motherfuckers don't even got the real shit. You think these Africans gonna tell y'all the real shit? You think these Caribbeans gonna teach y'all the real magic? The real way of practicing? One of these African spiritualists came out and she thought she was gonna talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And they shut her down. They shut her down spiritually first and physically. Spiritually, she got sick. Physically, they took down her whole damn YouTube channel. She was an African person. She had a lot of people on her damn thing too. But she was talking about a lot of shit. And it was just like, girl. And I think I emailed her and I said, honey, you might want to keep it cute. I can do what I want. Okay. Masculine energy. That's sex-mate, honey. Sex-mate thinks she could do what she want to do, honey. That's fine. Go ahead. You do what you want to do, honey. Go ahead. They're going to teach you a lesson. They did. They shut her shit down. Mm-hmm. Yes, honey. She's plagued with weird, evil energy. It's that anal stuff. Come on, little man. It's that anal stuff. Yes, honey. Yes. Come on, Belizean, Bad and Bruja. Come on. Which society did you say you were a part of? Well, one of the societies I'm part of was the Rosicrucians. Now, of course, you have AMRC. You know about them. That's one of the well-known orders, right? One of the well-known. You have other ones as well, which I won't go into. You know, you do your research. But yes, I had affiliation with many of them in my past. I'm no longer connected to them, no longer want to be a part of them. Because of course, when you're coming in, they teach you fake shit. Once you get into, once you come up, then you start knowing the real shit. Then you're like, wait a minute, why did the fake shit? Well, we have to teach you the fake shit first to see how dedicated you were to the craft. And once we saw that you're really dedicated, no, bitch, we know what you did. We know what you did, girl. You saw that questioning eye. When you would tell me that bullshit, you saw me giving you that. You know, because for a reason, I mean, I try to hold it in, but when people are telling me shit I know they ain't right, if we're having a face-to-face conversation, you more than likely will know that I don't think what you're saying is true. Because I can't. You know, I can't. I've unplugged. Once you start telling me shit, I'm looking at you, it's like bitch, it's hard. Like I try to, you know, give that poker face and try to be like, okay, that's what you said. Okay, I can't do that though. If I know what you're saying, it's a crock of bullshit. I'm gonna be like, well, let me ask you this. You know, I'm gonna ask, honey. And like I said, they just, you know, some things are bullshit. And then, well, we only, will do. And it's just like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? Organization, tricky. And one of the things, yeah, I said it right. I was going to say organization. One of the things that I was connected to, I actually was initiated as a high person. That's what we're going to say. And it was just a lot of weird shit going on, a lot of weird shit. And it gave me flashbacks to when I was a teenager. And I said, I don't want to be a part of that shit at all. I don't want to get part of that shit because now you're taking human beings and you're pulling out energy and you're asking different energy to come in. And now that person is a walking zombie. So that person is not the same person as far as energetic. And the person going into the movie Get Out, it kind of talks about that. It talks about that process. And that's why the movie Get Out too. Like I've seen that movie and I just said, woo, I'm not touched on that. I'm not going into that. I'm going to step back because I know exactly metaphorically what they were talking about. Like I said, these are processes that are really done in many organizations. And it just, it gives me the heebie-jeebies even thinking about it. Like, ooh. So, okay, I need to turn off that phone. Yeah, Bucky Naked, come on, do it. Yes, come on, Tasha. Yes, come on. Oh wow. Little Mo, you are exposing some stuff. Oh, Little Mer, you exposed some stuff. Oh, that's true. And this is why they like virgin people, Lotus, and they like people who don't know things. I have no problem presenting my stuff to people, especially if you know what you know. If you think you know what you know, I don't have no problem with that because at the end of the day, I know what I know. You know what you know. Bitch, you know what I said to be true. When motherfuckers have issues or we know that it's lies and it's hearsay, they will only talk about certain things in closed forums. And they will then say, well, if you want to know this, you got to pay $100 to get to know this information. And in reality, the information that they got is actually watered down and is passed on. It's not real shit. Anybody who got real information ain't going to sell it. Anybody who got real information ain't going to talk about it. It's going to be shared amongst people who know what they know. And I feel like that's meant to be shared with in person. Everything is not in books. Some things you have to experience to know. Some things you have to know people who have experienced them. Going into a whole bunch of stuff in history. They can write books about topics all day and say, this would happen during the Holocaust. This would happen during this and that, da, 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 da. But the only people who know what really happened were the ones that experienced it during that time. They're not coming forward. It's the ones who acted like they were a part of it. It's the ones who pretended like they experienced that. And that's what any type of major event that's been documented. So going into magic, everyone, my grandmother was a real witch. My grandfather was a real, girl, bad. Let us see. Show us proof. Show us proof. Bring us people, family, and friends that know. Bring us proof. Girl, bring us proof. Because if she was, then you are. Even if you had a great auntie that was a witch, you have it in you too. Because she got it from somebody who was along your bloodline. How do we know if we're descended from these magician bloodlines? I think we talked about this before. This is the importance of venerating your ancestors. Venerate your ancestors. That's one way of knowing. If your family have not put together a tree or a lineage line or to show you your roots, then you need to take upon yourself and get to know that spiritually. You need to do your own background. You need to do your own research and connect the dots. Magically, you're not going to find no book on that. How do I know if my grandmother was part of Salem witch trial? She was a real witch. Let me do my research. Oh shit, my great-grandmother's here. Because we can talk about that. We can talk about that. I got ancestors that played both sides, okay, that have been traced back to Salem and Plymouth, Massachusetts. Public documentation. So like I said, some people play both sides to make motherfuckers think they were really doing shit when it really wasn't. And some people said, I want to stay quiet. I'll let you do the workings and I'll stay back here. But if it's publicly documented that your ancestors were slain, hung, lynched, murdered in Salem witch trial for being a witch, 99% likely that they were not real witches. They probably was witches in training. They probably was learning how to do conjurations and spells, but they were not there. It was not a part of their lineage line. And even going into the story of Tituba, Samuel Paris was nothing but a host. He was nothing but someone who knew exactly what he was doing behind closed doors. And the spirits used him to bring up Tituba. And that's exactly what happened. Spirits will use people to do certain things, and you got to recognize that. You got to recognize how to see things for spirit first. Okay? Wakanda and the goddess Bass, that is sex magic. Come on, Lotus. Come on, Lotus. You got to use spirit to see exactly what you need to see. Closing those spiritual eyes, closing them all together, blocking off sound, plugging your ears. You don't hear nothing but the energies within your own body. Then you see what you see. You tell me what you see. You tell me what you hear. You tell me what you feel. You learn how to see things with your heart. You know exactly what it is. People don't got to tell you shit. People don't got to teach you shit. Whoever you are, whatever you're meant to do, your calling is inside of you. Nobody on YouTube could teach you that. Some people on YouTube could teach you how to unlock that, but no one could teach you how to use your gifts. What is your gifts? You know that. You're just sidetracked. You're getting caught up in the delusions and the illusions. You're getting sidetracked with the distractions. You know, when people tell you, well, how you know you're a witch? Well, you smell food, you automatically taste what's in it. These fucking 15 signs you're a witch videos, these fucking 100 videos. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. What kind of witch are you talking about? Pagan witch? What kind of witch? Old witch, new witch, pre-witch? What kind of witch you talking about? Huh? What? How do we know we're a damn witch, bitch? Tell me how you knew. How did you know you were a witch? Your mama gave you those 15 signs that you were a witch, bitch. Please. I'm trying. I want to just slap on these motherfuckers. I want to just whip their ass into shape. They need a mistress. They need me to sit down there, get into their minds first and say, bitch, wake the fuck up. Stop motherfucking lying. You know goddamn well you're saying that they're a witch because you think that you're a witch, but you're really not. If you're a witch, bitch, I want to see you do some shit. I want to see you get your ass about that hole, bitch. Get about that hole, girl. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it. If you had a calling, because see, I always talk about this. Your ancestors call you up as a child. Your ancestors don't wait till you're 29 and 35 and 49 and 52 to call you up. Your ancestors have always been with you. They protect you. When you are a chosen one, when you're meant to lead or teach people something that has great power, your ancestors protect you. They make sure you don't get caught up in that foolish shit. Well, society said, but before you're 21, you got to do this and that. No. Society says, teenage, you got to have sex, drugs, and all that. No. And I'll talk about my life. My ancestors prevented me from doing a lot of stuff because I know what I meant to do. And I know what my calling was as a young child. Because I said, what's the purpose of me being here? Especially when I was going through my own identity crisis, not knowing how to identify with myself, not knowing how to present myself and people could be comfortable with it. But one thing I know for sure is that your ancestors always protect you. You might go through a little bit of something to be taught a lesson, because you have to go through the bad first before you can acknowledge and respect the good. But I do know I was not fucking and sucking when I was a teenager. I was not doing drugs as a teenager or as an adult. I was not thinking about drinking and partying. I was not thinking about getting fucked and all that good shit, girl. I was focused on what was my calling. And my ancestors stepped in and said, nope. And every motherfucker that wanted me to do drugs, that wanted me to party, that wanted me to do stupid shit, guess what happened to them? One by one. One of them died of a mysterious death. Public information, you can look it up. One of them died of a very horrific accident because, of course, there are spirits that use people to try to do shit. Okay, this is before I start getting into doing any type of heavy magic. Okay, going into that, people were trying to, change me. This is not what you're supposed to do. You should be doing this. This is your call. This is what you should be doing. That's your call, and that's what you should have did. You don't know what's over me. My ancestors stepped in and got their asses right motherfucking together. And they all fell. That's what I said before. Here, bitch, I know what I know. Chosen people who have real gifts, bitch, your life will show it. You don't gotta sit here and tell no extravagant stories about your grandma being a witch, your auntie being a witch, your mama being a witch. Bitch, your life will show it. What have you done? Because you are the physical manifestation of your mama and your daddy. Your daddy mistakes, your mama mistakes, you will become. So if you were sucking and fucking and pill popping and stealing and robbing and thieving, because that's what your mama and daddy was. That's what was in their DNA. That was in your grandmother's DNA, her daddy, her mama. They were not no motherfucking witches because they taught you how to get what you get without stealing it. They taught you how to manifest what you got through energy. Stealing is the energy. That's low vibrational energy. Stealing is telling the universe, I do not have power to manifest what I need, so I'm going to go in physically and I'm going to take it. And you're also telling the universe that you're not worthy of having that. Because manifesting money, cars, houses, food for your kids is telling spirit that I am worthy of this shit. Give it to me. And that's when you get blessed by it. But stealing it, lying to get it, said that you're not worthy, that you are less than. So because I do not have no spiritual power, let me go in and take it physically. And that's what that shit is. And I'm not judging anybody out there whoever got caught, whoever stole. I'm not judging you on that. I'm just saying how it is. Maybe you did have some type of distractions. Maybe your ancestors are not powerful enough to step in and tell you, wake the fuck up, bitch. Even though you're only 12 years old, wake the fuck up. Maybe they wasn't strong enough. Maybe they didn't feel like you had a message. Maybe they didn't feel like you had a message. Maybe the ones who are stealing and lying and cheating, maybe you're not really a witch. Maybe your sister's a witch. Maybe your brother's a witch. Maybe you wish that you were one as well. So you want to tap it down and say, well, I'm a witch too. Because I've been talking about several spirituals that I know, according to my research and spiritual eyes, that they wish they were the spiritual one, but in fact, their siblings are. Their brother is a pastor. because their brother know how to channel energy. They don't. Their brother has great success, successful kids, successful marriages, successful business. The brother's traveling doing his thing because he is really what he is. But this person is not. They wish they were. So they said, well, I can't get the recognition in real life. I can't go into my hometown and get people to see this power for what it is. So let me get up on YouTube and start my own virtual reality. And that's what you see with these motherfucking YouTube spiritualists. There's no real fucking shit there, girl. There was real shit there, girl. Let's meet up. Show me. You can't show it on YouTube. That's fine. Let's meet up. That's all I'm asking. You know, going into some people out here too. A lot of witches on here from YouTube, and some of the lines they're in other states. But it is what it is. We won't go into that. Even like non-spirituals, like YouTube creators. I live in the same area as one of these YouTube creators, and they said that they were living in someplace, Idaho or something. But girl, she lived here. Because I saw her when I went down to my office to get my mail. I saw her there. And I said, wait a minute. You moved here? Yeah, I just moved here. No, the fuck you didn't, girl, because I look at your channel and it still say that you're in those motherfucking states, girl. You're a motherfucking lie. But anyway, I'm going to get off that. That's not my business. But I would say this. If you are the real, and you in California, come on and see me. Let's meet up. Let's meet up. You know, there's a group of spirits out there that claiming to be occultists. They're real. You know, it's a group of women. And we don't live too far from each other, about maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And there's one highway that connects us. And ironically, this highway is very spiritually induced, or should I say has spiritual energies there, ironically. And, you know, on the flip side, when I was doing all these good callings out to them and, hey, honey, you know, they flipped. You know, those demons got in them. They said, you bitch. You bitch, you're part of these other hoes. And that showed me, bitch, that they're not really who they say they are. Because you would have been like, yes, real witches link up. Remember that group, Bad Bitches Link Up? Remember that group, Bad Bitches Link Up? Real witches link up. You would have had no problem of bringing your candy ready Tui ass up over here and say, bitch, let's get it popping. Let's see what we can do, bitch. Or you wouldn't mind inviting me over there to where you at. Because I don't mind going out there, bitch. This is my territory. I don't mind going out there, girl. Hello? Okay? Bitch, let's talk about it. From Chico down to Baker's, girl, is my motherfucking territory. And all within, honey. Now, we talk about the actual coastal coast, like Santa Maria, Santa Barbara, Dinosaur Park and San Luis Obispo. I can't really claim that territory. But from Bakersfield on up to Chico, bitch, my T, we. So I had no problem meeting up with your ass, honey, but you couldn't do it because, of course, bitch, you know what it is. We're going to call it out. We're going to bring it out, bring out the real. And girl, we could have did some great things together. If you're really a great occultist, we could have did some great things together. We could have got together. We could have did some real magic. We could have did some real shit, you know. And, but, you know, unfortunately, just like the rest, you let the spirits take over. You let the spirits dominate your life. I wish a bitch would. Come on, RT Bell. Let me find we doing domination sessions. I get into it. Listen, honey. We gonna bring that back, Trish. You here for the whip? Come on. You hear people about going to the islands and disappearing. Of course, Lotus. Yes, and not just the islands disappearing, but also going into these rainforests and national parks. See, motherfuckers think they got teas and power. They don't. They're afraid. I'm telling you right now, I know what I know. They're afraid. When's the last time you've been inside of a national park, a forest, a tavern? I can tell you when last time I've been. It's been a year for me. It's been a year. It's been a little bit over a year. Last Samhain, we went down to a national park. And we did some teas. Shout out to my Samhain people last year. Yes, come on, honey. Manifesting real shit. What you doing? Come on. They're going to missing all their money. Come on, you said it. A lot of kids going missing in the mountains of California. Come on, shiz, come on. Yes, Marie Laveau was Creole Mother Witch. Marie Laveau was Creole Mother Witch at that time. But she had to pay respects to those who came before her, as many of you need to do the same. Pay respect to those who have come before you. Pay respect. If Marie Laveau wouldn't do it, bitch, you should do it. Okay? Okay, bitch? Let's say y'all need some training. Y'all need some formal training. Let all these real occultists get together and let's do some formal witch training, honey. I'll bring the whips and chains. Y'all can bring whatever the fuck y'all gonna bring. This is how I like to get down like this. With this whip, I feel empowered with this whip. I feel empowered. This is a horse whip. Yes, this is a horse whip. The one with the long rope is a cow. That's how you get the cows in shape. This is a horse. So I want to get together and I want to dominate. How? And Blacks have been in America forever with the Native Americans too. They have. Well, the Native Americans are Black. Now, if you're talking about the image of Native Americans, Belizean, or excuse me, Trish, the Native Americans that they show are actually Asian blooded and European blooded. They're actually white and Asian blooded. They came through the Bering Strait. Alaska, they came on down. The Eskimos, all the good stuff. Those are European and Asian-based Native Americans. When we're talking about Native Americans, I'm speaking of the red-skinned ones. I'm speaking of the copper-skinned ones. They've been here. They are the Native Americans. They are the Aboriginals. The same ones that populated the motherfucking Polynesias are the same motherfuckers I'm talking about. Okay? So, yes, they've been in the Americas. And just so happens slaves were brought over here. Europeans came up over here, but they've been here. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Trish. Most Native Americans are Black. Let's talk about it. Most of the tribes are Black, because of course, Black skin means what? Black skin could survive in all types of environments due to the enzymes, the chromes, alu chromosome, and something that causes melanin. People talk about melanin, but I think it's called tyrosinase that creates melanin. Those enzymes and amino acids that create melanin is what cause these darker races to survive. That's why we say that they say everybody in Africa was Black. Well, we can determine that in different ways. Anything that is considered outside of this color right here is considered Black. But this is also considered Black, right? And that's not really Black. This yellow is also considered Black. But that's not really Black, right? You see this little dark color here, so dark blue, that's considered Black too, but that's not really Black. But on the color spectrum, it's either white or Black. So if you're lighter, you're white. If you're darker, you're Black. So in the sense of Africa being a Black continent, I think it's safe to say that they don't mean in the essence of being pitch Black. I don't think that's the essence of that. I think it's meaning having color to you, because Japanese people are also considered melanated people. And we can talk about that. You can do your research on that. The Lu chromosome, ALU. ALU. And you tell me what you find. Come on. That's right. We didn't land on plate. Come on. Yes. Come on. A lot of Blacks are here, are really Native Americans, and they haven't even tapped to the energy. They keep calling African spirits. They don't know them. Right. Just like not every person has connections to Egypt. You got all these Black folks out here wearing the ankh, wearing the earrings. Oh, Hotep, Nutep, Mubi. And it's just like, your ancestors never made it through Egypt, girl. Egypt was a passageway. You never made it there. You stayed in other parts of Africa, like Cameroon, the Benin. You stayed over there, girl. You didn't make it through Egypt. Stop with the bullshit. A lot of these Black folks, African American, you go ahead and claim that. Do you know exactly for sure you have African ancestry? Because I know. My grandfather has East African bloodline, which came from other parts of Africa, but directly East African and Native American, Aboriginal blood. I know. So it's like, girl, you out here calling out because you look Black. That's what I'm saying. People are like, oh, it's Black folks. No, bitch, I'm grouping that. I'm not your kin. I'm not related to you. It could have been your people that ratted out my motherfucking people, had my people motherfucking murdered. You know, girl, bye. What the fuck I look like claiming you? Because you look like me. Because we're both melanated. The fuck I look like, bitch? I'm not no traitor. But you are. And because you cut yourself off, bitch, you have to live. You have to deal with that shit, girl. Stay ass up over there. We don't fuck with you, girl. Step over there. We don't fuck with you. We don't fuck with you, girl. We don't fuck with you. Right, just because you're dark skin on me, you're African. Come on, Lotus. Come on, Lotus. Come on. When you were talking about the violence, just because the person said they didn't have to go through four lands doesn't mean they didn't. Right, eclectic, right. And even going into this, like they were like, well, people think when white people have dreadlocks that they're copying Africans. Well, technically they are. They're copying African descendant people because dreadlocks lock up, and I think this happens for all people, but it looks different. That perfect locking is Afro textured hair not being maintained, and it locks up, it knots up. When a Caucasian person's hair or straight hair get locked up, it looks a whole nother way. I've done dreadlocks. My first dreadlock that I've ever done on somebody, and I got people that could vouch for this, was on a Asian man who was Vietnamese. That was the first guy I ever did dreadlocks on. My second client was a Hispanic man. My third client was a white boy. My fourth client was a white boy. My fifth and sixth, and it kept going, then became African Americans. It all locks up differently, but it still locks. So going into that, they got that from somebody. Somebody taught them how to lock that hair up, girl. And it wasn't just because they didn't comb their hair. Because we all know that when it comes to straight hair, it'll start locking at the ends, right? And the longer the hair grow, it'll start locking up, right? It'll start going up. But even if the hair got to the ass, the dreadlocks will stop here. Black hair will start locking even if it's this short. If a black person don't comb their hair at all, just wake up and go, never comb it, never detangle it, that hair will start twisting even at this length. That does not work out with straight hair. So it is what it is. It is what it is, girl. People copy and borrow cultures, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't act like it's your own, because you're being very disrespectful. Classical music is Black music, if you don't know that. Was you in your dreams? I didn't want to bug you with it because the code is so stupid. Come on, Little Mar. Little Mar said message me. I said message me, Little Mar, not type it in the room. You either have it or you don't. Come on, Trish, you don't. You either do or you don't. You're right. Come on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Only a small amount of slaves actually made it here. Many don't make it off the ship. The gag is most slaves went to Brazil. Exactly, Lotus. Many slaves did make it to Brazil. 80% plus, 80+% of slaves actually went down to Brazil because Yemaya and many other spirits, there's 3 spirits that work with Yemaya, we talk about this, led those ships to South America. Yemaya presented herself in Brazil. That's why a lot of that power traveled up through there and it came back to certain parts of America. The ports, Port Arthur, Port Isabella, any port you think of has that Yemaya energy. And they call it port. It's not going to just be called Islander or Jacob or Christopher or Charles. It's going to be actually called port because that spirit has to be recognized. And their way of recognizing that spirit is giving it names, giving it symbols. And that's how those who have power do. That's what they do. That's how they make connections with it. So, yes, most slaves did go to Brazil on the ship, and that's how that power got resurrected. That's how that power got pulled up. That's how that power got pulled up and pulled through. Yes, come on. Come on, Harriet Tubman history. Where'd she come from? A major portal. Come on. How do you know spirits is angry with you? You'll get cursed. Your money will be fucked up. Your life will get fucked up. Your life will be going like this, Shay. That's how you know spirits fuck you up. Also, in the spirit veneration class, Jay, did you get that video? Jay, did you get that video? I don't think you've seen that video. Did you get that video? Come on, Lakers pod. Come on. Yes. Come on, Latricia. How are you? Yes. You need to come to Long Beach and come kick with me. Come on, Belize. Belize, you need to come up here and come and kick with me. If I go to Long Beach, I'm going to that Queen Mary. Let's have a party on Queen Mary, Belizean. Yes. That's right. Cali Witches link up. Come on, Belizean. Thank you, Rhea. How are you, Rhea? Yes. Thank you, Rhea. Thank you. Thanks to the Most High. Come on. Prior to humans that was there before. Be specific, Plant I'm sorry. I know I'm barely catching up. Come on, T. Do you think some negative things that happen are for the reason of one's greater benefit? Of course. If the Bible says that the Most High, because the Bible is nothing but a book of conjuration and spell casting. If the Bible says that I am the creator of all things, that means there's only one force behind all things, whether it's good or bad. Sometimes things come across as being bad because the person who is experiencing that don't recognize it. Can we talk about it? Let's talk about it for a minute. The person who's going through a physical experience, but yet it is spiritual, will take a good example being fired from your job as a bad thing. And I want to give a shout out to people out here because, of course, people are going through some life-changing decisions when they first met me, and now they're prospering. But the person who is weak will see, oh my God, I got fired. What am I going to do? Oh, my life is so horrible. Oh my God. But they're not recognizing that that energy that is being presented to you can also be used as being seen as a positive thing. What you do with that information is totally up to you. So the weak person is going to say, I lost my job. Oh my God, this is horrible. Please pray for me. I lost my job, honey. I need a new job. Oh my God. Oh my God. But the bitch that know and recognize that energy is going to say, it's time to get this shit going. Let's do some money spells. Let me apply for some jobs. Let me do a resume. Let me take this energy and make motherfucking shit happen. They're also going to recognize that this is a door being closed because it's time for me to grow. People get comfortable in their position. And unfortunately, that's where things get fucked up at. People get comfortable being a wife. I met my husband by looking good, having sex, cooking for him. We've been married. I don't got to fuck to keep him. I don't got to cook to keep him. And I don't got to keep myself up. Wrong. That's why escorts are still in demand, bitch. That's why motherfuckers are still out here practicing with sideline bitches. You still got to keep that shit up, girl. How you met your husband, you got to keep him that way. Come on now. Going into that, you have to maintain. You have to recognize it's time for me to grow. Things have to change. And in that changing process is where you will become the butterfly. That's where you will be successful. Comfortability is not an option. You cannot be comfortable in your position ever in life. Being a teacher, being a doctor, being a lawyer, being a woman, a mother, you cannot be comfortable. Because the minute you get comfortable, that energy come out and it beats your ass. We're about evolving. We're about advancing. We're about becoming the best that we possibly can be. And you being a teacher, you being a doctor, you being a lawyer is just a part of your storyline. That is not your objective. That is not your storyline. That is not the ending of that. So going into that, it's about how you take that energy and you use it to manifest. So yes, all negative things do happen for someone's greater good. And it could be for the person that is experiencing the bad shit. Because even through slavery, those slaves were eventually freed. And nobody talks about that. They want you to be stuck in that fucking mind frame to say, well, your ancestors were enslaved and they still fucking enslaved. Girl, bye. Something was freeing. If it wasn't physically, it was definitely spiritually. Something was freeing. If it wasn't physically, it definitely was spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. But something was definitely freeing. And just because they got your body don't mean they got your fucking spirit. So with that being said, those who are physical people, not acknowledging their spirit, but acknowledging their flesh. Because talk about mind over matter. Your mind walking with your spirit, you will see things for what it is. Your mind walk with your flesh, you will be fooled, you will fail, and you will always be put in your fucking place. When you know who you are and you operate from the spirit, you will always come into what you should have always been or what is meant for you to be. You will recognize what is. Me going through that slave process, my ancestors being enslaved, taught me one thing about power. Because that's what that represented, power. People getting whipped and chained and raped and still living, bitch, don't tell you nothing else. Does that tell you victim? Did I tell you that I'm a victim? I'm a victim. Please have sympathy with me. No, bitch, you said, bitch, I'm strong as fuck. And even though I've been through that shit, I made it. Now I'm in the White House. Now I have money over there in Maryland. Now I got money over here in California. Now I own corporations and motherfucking businesses. That's what that speaks into those who understand spirit. The ones who are just physical and saying, oh my God, I don't understand that. You're still stuck on that bullshit. Hundreds of years later, you're still stuck on that bullshit because you're only seeing it from a physical point of view. You're not seeing the spiritual aspect of that. Your ancestors were powerful and that's why they survived and that's why you're here. Because at the end of the day, they could all say, fuck it. We all going down. They could all say, fuck it. Ain't no way out of slavery. Let's all just line ourselves on up. Because that's what weak motherfuckers do. Let's line ourselves on up. Come on, Harriet. Come on, Mary. Come on. Line yourself on up. Come on, Smithson. Line us on up because they're going to kill us all anyway. No need to hide. Let's all get lined up. Let's all get raped, beaten, and motherfucking hung. But they didn't do that. Did they do that? Did they do that? Huh? Did they do that? Huh? No, they didn't. Because they knew that they knew what was coming. They knew. They were aware. They understood that the Most High had a plan. Because we even talk about how people even fell down anyway from grace. We can talk about that too. But I don't want to make this an offensive rant about the knowing of why things happen and how things happen and going into the Renaissance era and why things is the way it is. Even right now, a lot of people claim that they got power and they don't have it. You know, you've been dethroned for a reason. And a lot of it has to do with arrogance. It had a lot to do with ego and a lot of thinking that you knew every motherfucking thing. You thought you were the greatest of all. And motherfuckers from other part of the world came in and showed your fucking ass. You're not the greatest. You don't know every motherfucking thing. And you think you do, but let me teach you the right way. And you said, I can't do that. No, bitch, come on. Who the fuck you think you is? Back. They got you. They got you, girl. They got you. Yes, Brazil has the second largest number of people, of Black people, more than the continent of Africa. Come on, Brazilian. Hey, M. Jones. I do give classes. Yes, I do. 28spirit8.blogspot.com. RT Bell, check beneath. We do classes. Yes, we do. Some of my classes I'm actually in the process of redoing. And yeah. Oh, yes, honey. Yes, Cadoble. Come on. And that brings up something too, because somebody talked about the Palo branches and how Latins are actually taking over Palo. And they're actually, wait, this is what I'm going to do. Can we talk about this? Because a lot of people don't know that Hades is actually considered Latin America. People don't know this. Hades is considered Latin America. But I want to go into Latin American Afro-Latin Americans. Can we go into this? Because we want to talk about Palo. We want to talk about the different energies. Because see, people think that Orishas and the worship of African spirits were only the Orishas. But in fact, as I said before, there was 400 plus Orishas. But in certain groups, or should I say certain pantheons of this one source, different religions came about. So we're going to go into motherfuckers who said that Latin Americans or Hispanics are brainwashing Black folks with Palo and other African shit. And this is why Black people are not manifesting, because they're going through Latin people to do magic, not knowing that Negroes were in these lands and they're still in these lands. Not knowing that Negroes were all up and down Latin America, Central America, and still is there, still in all of South America. And this just brings about the ignorance of Afro-Americans. And I really tell you this, y'all need to really do your research. Y'all need to really do your research. I am privileged and I feel honored to have my ethical background that I have. Because at the end of the day, if I was any other way, I'm sure I'll be just as motherfucking ignorant too. And call everybody who speaks Spanish Mexican. I'm sure I would too. But because of me being a part of my culture, I know my people. I know where my people are at. Going back into slaves, there were more slaves taken to South America and Central America than the Americas. So you African Americans are not more black than Southern Americans or than people from South America and Central America. Idiot. You're actually more whitewashed, if you ask me. No tea, no shade. You're more whitewashed, and you think you're not. But this is why I say your South American brothers and sisters, your Central American brothers and sisters, and your African brothers and sisters cannot relate to your ass. Because you've been under the master's control more longer than they have. Because even when they were under master's control, they still went back to their villages and practiced their shit. You didn't do that. You have to incorporate your Congo shit with their European shit. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Because like I said, it's not about racing. It's about educating you on some shit. So you have black folks in Argentina. You have black folks in Bolivia, Brazil. You have black folks in all of these regions. But what I want to focus on is Central America. No, we'll take it further down. Part of Central America and the Caribbean. Palo Mayombe, Santeria, all these other Caribbean-based religions are influences of Afro, Native American, and European magic. If you do not know. If you do not know. But let's start with Panama, because Panama is right there. Let's start with Panama. Panama have a lot of Afro Hispanic people there. I know a lot of Panamanians. Over here in California, we got a lot of Panamanians. Sacramento, LA, and like the central parts. We got a lot of Panamanians. And most of the Panamanians are actually Afro-Panamanians. And if they're not Afro-Panamanians, you can tell they got Negro blood up in them. They can be light-skinned with curly hair, whatever. You still see that Negro up in them. But Blacks and Panamanians are descendants of West African slaves, but later on Blacks from the Caribbean islands, which means that the Blacks in Panama came from Africa, honey. Hello. Nigeria. Hello. And the Caribbean islands. Now let's jump into the Caribbeans. Now we're touching from some countries, some islands that Palo is strong in, not just Palo Mayombe, because people just talk about Palo Mayombe. For whatever reason, Americans are just twitched up on that. There's a lot of Palo, honey. There's 21 branches of Palo, honey. Where do you think 21 divisions come from? There's 21 branches, 7 sub-branches in each 7. 7 times 3 is 20 motherfucking 1. So you have Cuba. According to Cuba, 11.2 million Cubans, right, were surveyed. 1.1 of them described themselves as being Black, while 5.8 of them consider themselves to be mulatto, mestizos, Hadal, or Moro. Now, if you do not know what these terms mean, mulatto is African and Spanish based. Mestizo is European, Native American. Havo could be a mixture, melting pot, Indonesian, all the good stuff. And the Moros are actually Filipino people from the Philippines who are Muslims, right? Well, that's the correct term. But people from other parts of the world. That's basically what that's saying. Many Cubans still locate their origins in specific ethnic groups or regions. There's a lot of Cuban Latin American singers or people from Cuba that are Latin singers that acknowledge their African roots more heavy than you African Americans do. So this is why a lot of people go learn Palo from Cuban people. This is why, because a lot of these Cubans know their roots. They said they're particularly from Yoruba, the Congo, and Igbo. Also, Arara, Kabali, Mandingo, Fula, and others. I know earlier I said Fulu, Indian tribe, Fula. Okay, so this is where they're from. Okay. Now, of course, many Cubans left up out of Cuba. Let me give you a background story of Cuba, just in case you don't know. There was a whole bunch of tea going on in Cuba, honey. If you do know about that, look up the Cuban exiles. And they spread it and they went to other parts of the world, Jamaica, Mexico. Most of them actually went through Mexico. But either way, that's where they went. And that's why you have a lot of African, we should say Spanish practitioners from Mexico that still practice African magic or African rooted magic, because these Cubans that came from these places and they migrated over into Hades and Jamaica and also the good stuff, and they went into Mexico, they taught the African stuff there. How else do you think your African Americans are going to learn African magic? You think that those Africans are going to come over from Africa and actually teach you that? How else you think you got it? You got it from the Caribbean people, just like you voodoo people out here, you fucking hoodoo wannabe people. You got it from the fucking Caribbean people. You got it from the fucking Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians, Guadalupeans. You got it from those motherfuckers. You didn't get it from your fucking self, girl. Stop with that bullshit. Stop with your bullshit, girl. So 72% of them are European. 20% of them are African, 8% of them are Native American. That 28% in togetherness is what create those paleros from Cuba that acknowledge their African ancestry, who wear those wooden beads which came from Africa. That's not from Europe, wearing beads, ilekis, and all that. That's African. That's why they acknowledge that shit. Whether you believe that or not, that's how they acknowledge that. Okay, going into DR, okay, DR, if you don't know, is connected to Hades. The island is called Hispaniola. Okay, according to DR, 11% of them, 11% of the Dominican population is black. That means they identify as being black. That don't mean we're excluding Native American blooded people, but they're saying the people that identify as being black. 60% is white. And 73% of them is mixed with European, African, Native American. This is why 21 divisions is so powerful in DR, also known as Dominican voodoo, because that's what it is. That magic 21 divisions is a mixture of European, African, and Native American powers. Okay, so that's why most of them have Afro features. And even though they do not acknowledge being black, because they are mixed. Why the fuck would you acknowledge being black when you're mixed? You have European, African, Native American ancestors. Why the fuck would you say you black? Black means you got nothing but black blood in you. At least that's what you think. But when they say they're not black, they're not saying that they don't have no Negro ancestor. They're saying that, bitch, I'm mixed. Honey, I'm mixed, darling. 73% of them is mixed, darling. So yeah, bitch, they're mixed. Get over it. Okay. So this is why 21 Division is so powerful over there, girl. And people who are from that island, shout out to DR. Hey, DR, honey. I'm supposed to marry a Dominican man. I'm supposed to mix my magic with their magic. How you doing? Come on, DR, give me that tea. Haitian or Dominican? I don't think a Haitian man can handle me, though. You know. I don't think a Haitian man can handle me, honey. I think I'd be too much for them. Anyway, but Guadalupe is a little island no one really talks about. I know some of you out there from Guadalupe. There's 2 people that actually come on here that are actually residents of Guadalupe. Hey, yes, it says popular definition of Latin America does not include Guadalupe. Fuck them, okay? The population of Guadalupe, 80% of them are African and African white Indian mixtures. Isn't that crazy that all of these islands are European, African, and Native American blooded mixed? Isn't that amazing? And they acknowledge their cultures. They acknowledge this culture. That's why they have powers, because they acknowledge all of their ancestry. They don't get over here and have a white grandmother and acknowledge the fact that they're only Negro. They don't forget about their Native American ancestors or their white ancestors. So that's why the shit is what it is. But their West African ancestors were imported from Bight of Biafra, West Central Africa, and the Canadian coals. Come on. Okay. What does it say right here? Antillean Creole, a French-based Creole, which is primarily spoken in Lesser Antilles. Its grammar and vocabulary include elements of Carib and African languages. Now, believe it or not, people don't know this. This is the language of many islanders, including those who are in Puerto Rico, and I want to actually show that too. Can I show that to y'all? I'm going to show y'all something. Honey. A lot of these places have African influences. Listen to their Spanish tongue, bitch. Listen to their Spanish tongue, African Americans. They speak more African than you do. Honey, let's break it down to y'all. If y'all want to know, we're going to get down. It says that if Hades is considered Latin America, which Hades is, you look up Latin American map, Hades is on that map, bitch. Stop playing with me, honey. Hey, Haitian people, how y'all doing? 80% of them are African descent. 15% of them are mulatto and white. Come on, honey. Yes, slavery in Haiti was established by the Spanish and French colonists. Many Haitians are descendants of Taino or Caribs who co-inhabited with the African descendant population. You got the Awawak people popping up again. Taino is the Awawak. You have this South American blood still popping up. Now we're going down to Puerto Rico. Yes, Puerto Rico. Hey, come on, honey. Some of the greatest Latin singers came from there. Who you doing? And some of the greatest Latin lovers as well, if you know what I mean. Give me a call. Anyway, according to the census report, which is all American-based, bitch, we know what it is, 75% of Puerto Ricans identify as being white, and we talked about this before. You know why. That's that colonizing bullshit, we know. And the ones identified as being white usually look Negroid. No tea, no shade. I met a lot of people that are like, I'm white, darling. I'm white. And it's like, girl, okay. Okay, Queen Elizabeth. 12% of the population as being African or African American, and 11% of them are mixed or another ethnicity. Now we're talking about identifying. The census report it talks about identifying, not actual genetic proof. So a bitch could be white and black mixed and identify as being white still and only white. And she's considered in that percentage. It's what she identifies with, not genetic proof or genealogy. Okay, so going into that, the island-wide mitochondrial DNA study conducted at the University of Puerto Rico's MIOS revealed that 61% of Puerto Ricans have maternal Native American ancestry. We go back into Aboriginal, Awawak, honey. Yes, dark people. And 26% of them was West or Central African ancestry. 61 plus 26 is what? That's how much of them have African, or we'll say Aboriginal ancestry. So what better way to go down to the Caribbean or to deal with people from the Caribbean to learn Palo or African-based traditions when they still practice that shit because they know the tongue. I'm not gonna go to a bitch to teach me some magic who don't know the tongue. I'm not gonna do that shit. Bitch, what the fuck I look like going to a black motherfucker learn how to do some Taoist shit when he don't even know or she don't even know how to speak the language that's spoken amongst those who practice Taoism. Huh? What the fuck I look like? What the fuck I look like, girl? A fool? Yes. But this is why people go to these Afro-Latin. Now, you say Spanish. If they go to Spain to learn Palo, I could see that being an issue. But going down to a Cuban Palero, a Puerto Rican Palero, a Haitian Palero, a Dominican Palero, if you're going down there to do that, why not? I'm not going to go to a fucking American to learn that shit. Bitch, you don't know what you know. You don't even speak the language. You don't even speak the language. So once again, debunking the racism amongst the spiritual community, the racism and the sexism. Okay. You going to a Latin Palero and you being a black person will not make you less powerful or less than because you did that. Those spirits are used by these motherfuckers because they're acknowledging their African ancestry. And these spirits are using these people to convey a message to you. What is going on, though, in these organizations is not about the Latin people teaching these people about their black roots. It's about black people being sidetracked and also the people that are possibly teaching the Latin people, if you want to call it that, purposefully distracting them with this organization or this caste system of you have to do this and do this in order to work with the spirit. Fuck you. That spirit is in here. That spirit is in here, honey. You see these vans? That's where that spirit is at, bitch. Fuck you and your tradition, or what you think is your tradition. But that's the problem. It's not about them not going, oh, Azealia Banks, she did some Pilar with some Spanish people. You You sound dumb as fuck. It's not a race thing, girl. Get up out of it. Spirit will use whoever they can. Spirits have incarnated as white, Hispanic, Native American, Black, whatever. Spirit has incarnated as many things in order to get a point across. Just so happen you're going to listen to somebody like that. Just so happen you're going to listen to someone who has better hair texture and lighter skin, because once again, I go to self-hate. I'm going to listen to a motherfucker that's speaking the truth to me. I don't care what it look like, who it is, if it's a man, a woman, black, white. I don't give a fuck, bitch. You're speaking truth, bitch. I'm going to go towards you. I'm going to gravitate towards you. I don't get all shooken up on the fact is that, well, you look like me. That's that dumb shit. Only go to a black Polaro because you're black and they're black and they can help you acknowledge the energies in you. Bitch, please. You sound dumb as fuck, bitch. You sound dumb as fuck, girl. You sound dumb as fuck, bitch. You sound dumb as fuck. Let me see. I want to do one more thing and I'm going to be done. I'm going to be done. I'm going to see if it's going to pop up for me. I'm going to see if it's going to pop up for me, okay? Is it going to pop up for me? Let me see. Is it going to pop up for me? Let's see if it's going to pop up for me, okay? I just want to remind you, when people who are speaking Spanish, not just Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, when they're speaking Spanish over there, it's a different dialect of Spanish. And the influence, the vernacular in the Spanish they're speaking is actually that of African tongue. And I want to share some with you right now so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Like I said before, if somebody is going to teach me something about any type of craft of the lands of Africa, I'm going to go to somebody who speaks a language that have the exact same tongue of that culture or the originals. English is not of that motherfucking tongue. So let's jump into Puerto Rican Spanish, bitch, because that's my motherfucking roots. Let's jump into the influence of Puerto Rican Spanish. Okay. The first African slaves were brought to the islands in the 16th century. Although several African tribes have been recorded in Puerto Rico, it is Congo from Central Africa that is considered to have had the most influences on Puerto Rican Spanish. Hello? African American spiritualists who did that dumbass racist ass video. Hello? It is the Congo from Central Africa that is considered to have had the most influence on Puerto Rican Spanish. I'm telling you, ignorant people just piss me the fuck off. I'm telling you, ignorant people, they won't just slap up, just slap up, just come over and pop you in your motherfucking face. And a lot of motherfuckers out there are also Puerto Rican, don't even know this. They say they Spanish. They say they Latin. They sound Spanish, honey. You be like, girl, you black, I'm Spanish. Okay, girl. But the language you speak and the food you eat, like mofongo, honey, is definitely African-based. Okay? In the early colonial period, many African slaves in Puerto Rico spoke Bozal Spanish. Bozal Spanish is possibly extinct Spanish-based Creole language or pidgin that have been a mixture of Spanish and Kikongo with Portuguese influences. Words like gandul, pigeon pea, fufu, a spell, malanga, a root vegetable, are commonly used and are African origin. Can we talk about it? So Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Dominicans, all of my Afro, or should I say Caribbean people, speak African-influenced languages, including certain parts of Mexico too. We can go into that too if you need to. We can break it down. There's different languages in Mexico. Not everybody in Mexico speaks Spanish, but people tend to have that twisted up. Even you Mexican Americans, y'all think, oh, well, I'm Mexican. I don't do Negroes. Girl, bad. Your grandmother was a Negro. Why you out here bullshitting, sis? Your grandmother sure was something. They were, yeah, she sure was. That black pussy was definitely craved. And some of y'all grandfathers were black too. That black penis was craved too, bitch. Now, to that spiritualist, I don't know if she's going to come across this video. I hope she do. I hope that bitch do. That's why they go to fucking Cuban Paleros, bitch. That's why they go to motherfucking island fucking Paleros, bitch. Because those people still fucking speak that fucking tongue, bitch. You don't. You don't. You don't speak that tongue, girl. You don't speak that tongue. So you gonna say, go to an American pedal, black folk, African American folk. You know, that's that slave mentality bullshit. Like the slave people say, well, we're in America. This is the Bible that we read. So we're gonna teach y'all about the Bible. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's that bullshit right there. Black folk, regardless of what you heard, go to another Afro-American to learn how to do that Palo shit, even though he's not from Africa and he don't know the Kikongo language, but go to him because all he knows is Ebonics and English. He know Pidgin English, but he don't know Pidgin Spanish or the Kikongo language, so he can teach you about the Kikongo spirits. Bitch, please. Real bad. And that's why, like I said before, y'all motherfuckers ain't got shit. That's why y'all asses are still over here thinking y'all got shit, y'all got power. Y'all thinking y'all the head and not the motherfucking tail. You got Americans coming over, or Haitians, you got Dominicans, you got Cubans that come over here that want to spread some love with y'all. And y'all say, ooh, we don't want that Dominican shit. We don't want that Haitian shit. Y'all need to take your asses back over there. We don't need y'all from Mexico. Huh. You want these immigrants to come over here because they're taking back their motherfucking land and they waking y'all real shit up. That's what's going on. They waking y'all real shit up. Wake up. You don't get nothing out of this 3-hour long video. You better get out, bitch, that they're coming in. Our ancestors are coming back to take their shit back, bitch. You gotta go. You gotta go. Your time is up. You gotta go. You motherfuckers that are brainwashing. I'm a queen. I'm a head priestess. I'm a leader. I know what I know. You don't know what you know, girl. You gotta go. It's time to go. You know, take your positions, honey. You know, sit it on down. You're not a queen, bitch. You're not a bad bitch. Sit it on back, bitch. You're a little girl that needs some recognition. Sit that pussy on down, girl. You're nobody's elder. Sit it down. You know nothing about nothing. Sit it down. You think you know, but you don't. You go Facebook, you get your shit. Girl, bad. Sit it down, girl. Come out and you know, I encourage this, you know, to my fellow wannabe, my fellow spiritualists who are wannabe spiritualists, you know, the wannabe ones out there. I encourage y'all to come on out and to let Mystic make a truth tonic for you. Y'all don't know me like that. You know, y'all don't like me. Y'all got power over me. Let me make you a truth tonic. There's an good old magical tea that you can make to make people tell you the truth. And you just sit back and you shut the fuck up. Let me make you the truth tonic. And I won't even charge y'all. I'll do it for free. I'll make the truth tonic, ship it to y'all. Y'all can get it tested. I won't put no poisons in it. Everything will be herbal and plant-based. And I want you to drink this tea. And I want you to come on here and I want you to tell the people how you really know what you know. And we're going to see how many of you really know what you know, or you're just told to say these things. Because, you know, it's getting a little draining, isn't it? It's getting a little tiring, isn't it, honey? To see these wannabes just, girl, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Just these wannabes to, well, I don't know what she's talking about because she got 20,000 followers. Well, that's the case. Some people like the character of Peter Pan versus Robin Williams, who played him. I mean, come on. Sometimes people like the character better than the actual person. So that's why a lot of these people that have DID and issues with themselves, that's why they create alter personalities. Alter, yeah, honey, my name is powerful witches. We're witches. We're powerful. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Girl, bye. So anyway, let me put you down for a minute, honey. That's all I wanted to say, honey. That's it. That's all I want to say. Let me scroll on down. I hope I didn't miss a lot of people's tea because I gotta go. You gotta, oh, you got into a crisis. Oh, Jay Too Funny. Okay, so Jay Too Funny. You're doing too much. Jay Too Funny. You're doing too much energetically. You're tapping into too much energy. You need to relax yourself. If you do not have a bath, if you do not have a tub to take a bath in, right? Tituba. Spiritual baths. Y'all gonna take a bath in the tub tonight? Come on, Tituba. Hallelujah. Anyway, so you need to ground yourself, Jay. You're too up there. You're too airy. You need to ground yourself. You need to go over the spirits that are close to you, and you need to start venerating those spirits first. Stop tapping into all these other energies. It's cute, no tea, no shade. You brought up Hera, and this can also be a spiritual message to you. Maybe Hera doesn't fuck with you. Maybe Hera is not connected to you. Maybe that's the energies you should not be tapping to. I don't know what you're doing personally, but spirits will show you when they don't fuck with you. So if that's not the case, you definitely need to go in and do work with the spirits that are with you and use those energies to get ahead. Stop copying people. And I'm not saying that you're copying people. I'm saying this to people in general. Stop copying people because they're saying that they're working with this person, that person, and then that's how they got that. A lot of motherfuckers don't know who they're working with. They're thinking they're working with a shroom, but a shroom sends spirits to work with them. They think they're working with Santa Manta, and anybody knows Santa Manta is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Santa Manta sends spirits to work for them. Like, it is what it is. You need to know who you're dealing with. And this is why I tell you all about all the people out there. Going into the list of occultists, people out there feel drawn to Apollo. There's a lot of occultists out there that were priestesses or priests of Apollo. Get into your research on that person and see exactly how they went about venerating to tap into that energy and use that energy to manifest what you need. Stop going in, stop tapping into things, like I said, it's not meant for you. Everybody's not meant to work with Bass. Everybody's not meant to work with Sekhmet. Everybody's not meant to work with Hathor. Everybody's not meant to work with any type of Egyptian or Kemet, or we'll say Cometian deity. You're meant to work with the avatar, Sophia. You're meant to work with the avatar, Ishtar. You're not meant to work with that direct primordial energy. You can't handle that shit, girl. That energy will come up and whoop your ass. It'll whoop your ass right into space. That's why I say you go into these real spirituals. We'll know if you're really a spiritualist or not. We see how disciplined you are energetically. One thing that spirit will do is teach you. When you start working with Oshun, Hecate, any type of deity, they will show you how to venerate them. And you will also start to be like them. When they say God-like, that's what you will do. In the likeliness of God, you will start to be pulling those behaviors, especially when it comes on to magical things. You will know, okay, this one I need to do, this one I need to step back, I need to not do that, I need to do. You would just know what you need to do. But to go out and lash out, I just got to prove a point. I got to prove a point. Really? Are you really with these kings and queens? Are you really with these people that were powerful enough to be called a deity? Or once again, you're just a wannabe trying to tap into that energy. Trying to tap into it don't mean you're a follower, or doesn't mean that spirit has favor with you. Trying to tap don't mean that. When you're actually tapping that shit, girl, your life will show it. Your life will show it. You don't need to say, well, how do I know when spirit's going to manifest? You'll know. You know exactly when spirit's going to manifest. You'll know. Trust me. So yes, Jay. Yes, Jay, you need to do some protection work too. Protection is very, very serious. There are spirits that like to take people's lives when it comes to doing work that you should not be doing. And even on top of that, people sending things to you. Once you start self-professing that you are, I'm a witch, I'm a spiritualist, you got to start protecting yourself. The deeper you go on it, the more you got to protect yourself. Even if you're just doing researches, you need to protect yourself on, your energies, your powers, and what is you're trying to do. You need protection. Yes. What was there spiritually? Before humans, what was there spiritually? So I can tell you this point, Kara. According to human history, how humans even manifested into this realm as a solid being, because the third dimension means solidifying. It also means manifesting. It also means coming together. We were actually in other dimensions. We can even go into the fourth dimension, fifth dimension. And through the density or due to the energy dropping or getting heavier or needing to have more tangibility, we came into third dimension. So spiritually, before we even got here as humans, we were definitely energies, but we were ethereal energy. We were matter, but we were not solid matter. So even in a third dimension, nothing is solid. We just have little tiny, atoms moving quickly, giving the illusion that you are actually solid, but you're not. And that's one example of that. So before humans was here, what was here spiritually, it was a whole nother ballgame. It was a whole nother dimension. There was no need for any of what we're going on now. There was no need for no lights because we could think. We were the light. There was no need for us to communicate because that was already there. Everything was energy based. I'm feeling. Just like universe. Universe is a feeling. It's a feeling thing. We feel. We don't think. Thinking means you're not too sure. Thinking means, feeling is I feel that this is true. Maybe that's the wrong way of saying that. But feeling is more of an energy. It's felt. Something is felt. Thinking is you're trying to interpret things that are really not there. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. Feeling, it is what it is. You're feeling it for what it is. You're feeling that energy for what it is. Thinking is trying to put something behind it. Well, why is that? Why is this? Yeah, you're not feeling, you're thinking. Yes, honey. Yes, you can venerate spirits without burning candles. Uh-huh. Also, go to a park. I know you have an opportunity to go to the park. Go to a park. When it rains, try to get a hotel. There's ways of venerating spirits without you having to actually do it in your home. Come on, you said it, Tasha. Yes. Rich port. Mm-hmm. Come on, Tasha. Come on, Devil's Ivy. Yes. Thank you, 1111 Coach. Thank you. What I thought about recently was how some slaves successfully ran away and how slave owners replaced them with freed slaves that were kidnapped and put back into slavery with those who can run away. Right, Plank Care. Some got away, some stay behind, and it's all about mental, right? It's all about mental. If you're enslaved here, you're going to be enslaved here. When you're free here, you're free here. Anyone knows what I'm saying? You know exactly what I'm saying. You feel exactly what I'm saying, honey. You know exactly what I'm saying. We don't got to get down with the get down. We don't got to get down. We don't have to express things. We could definitely be layman with it, honey. You know what it is. Thank you. Come on, Eclectic. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Come on, 1111 Coach. Yes, it's true that African Latin Americans are more connected to the West African. It is. They are. They still eat the food. Anybody who know any Caribbean restaurants or anybody from the Caribbean who have foods, Puerto Rico, Cuba, we'll start with that. The Latin Cuban or the Latin Caribbean islands, the Latin places, right? The people that I'm Latin. Their foods have a lot of African recipes still. Most of the food is still African. Yes, using of the plantains, using of the malanga, using of all of that is still African based. So they are more connected to their African roots than African Americans are. And they're not out there rocking dreadlocks. They're not out here rocking the African earrings. You know, they just say, bitch, what are you? I'm Afro-Hispanic. And they keep it moving. They don't got to show it in, well, I'm not going to wear a straight wig. There's a lot of people out there that claim to be more black than most black people in America claim to be. And they definitely wore straight wigs, blonde wigs, red wigs, makeup, eyeliner, lipstick, and all that, because that is all costumes. We also call that shape-shifting. We also call that transforming your energy. That's what makeup and wig and stuff is. It's transforming your energy into something. That's what it is. Being done up. When people say, I don't want to do my makeup, I just want to be this bland person. That speaks a lot about your energy. Because ain't nothing wrong with putting on no damn makeup, putting on no damn wigs, and being dressed up and all that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. When you feel good, you manifest good things. That whole I don't need makeup to look good. I look good. Most of us don't have to wear makeup when we choose to. Oh, I don't have to wear wigs. I got good hair. Most of us has good hair and hair on our head, but we still wear wigs. That's just the energy that we want to transmute. That's the energy that we want to project. Let us do that. That's our own choice. Oh, you motherfuckers need to get that blonde hair out your head. Stop, motherfucker. Bitch, please. Learn your native tongue, and then I might respect you. Let somebody come to me to have their native tongue in them and tell me about being Black. Then I might take that shit serious. But you speaking English, you got some fucking straight weave up on your head. You're doing the things, you fit the stereotypes that these people put on you. I'm not listening to you, girl. You can't tell me shit about myself. A lot of Black Panamanians are in Cali. Yes, there's a lot. I dated a Black Panamanian. Matter of fact, I dated 2 Black Panamanians, and one of the Black Panamanians, or we'll say Afro-Panamanians, we got into it because he was trying to fuck with my other friend. And we were going to set his ass up, y'all. Ooh, Jesus, he was nasty. He was a good lover, though. How you doing? Yes, honey, yes. Oh, they got some Black Nicaraguans in LA. Yes. There's a term they call them. Yeah. Up here we got I think our population is like 60% Mexicans, and only 10% of them in my city is Black, but that identifies being Black. But most of the Mexicans that you actually meet, we'll say 20% of them are actually Afro-Mexican. So they look Black, but they're Mexican. And anybody who's been in my city, come up here. Let's go to the flea market. I'll show you them. They're Black folks that only speak Spanish. Yes. Some of them may have a little bit of brown skin. You know, they might be tan. They might look like, Shakira or something, but their hair is really kinky and coarse. And then you look at their parents and you're like, okay, that's where they get that from. But they're definitely Afro-Hispanic. Now, you're not going to meet many Mexicans saying that they're Afro-Hispanic, just like a lot of Guatemalans. You're not going to meet Salvadorians that's going to say that, but a lot of them have African roots. Just like a lot of Caucasian Americans, they're not going to say they have African ancestry. They're only going to acknowledge the white side, and that's it. And that, that's their business. But it is what it is. There's a lot of Afro-Hispanic people. The Iwi tribe, one of the tribes, honey, one of the tribes, yes, one of the tribes. One of the tribes, come on, one of the tribes, yes. One of the tribes. Not all Haitians are the Iwi tribe. That'll be interesting to see. That'll be interesting to see, honey. Let's Google. Let's see what's going to come up. Yeah, no. Yes. Yes, honey. Let me see. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yes. Yes, honey. Yes. That's the Ghana people. Yes. Yes, honey. Yep, that's the relations to Ghana and Hades. Come on, yes. Just like us Garifuna people. Come on, Belisian, you got a Funa? You got a Funa, honey? Yes, honey, the real Creoles, honey. Y'all know Creole? Y'all know about Creole dancing? Anybody know about Creole? Honey, anybody know about Creole? Let me know. Creole. No, it's Creole. Anybody know about Creole? Let me know. Yes. Yes, Garifuna, honey. Come on, honey. Belize, Honduras, yes, Central America. Yes. Yes, they will. Yes. People should do a research on the island people. Yeah. Race is a concocted concept for the sake of conservation. Of course it is. Tribes are real though. Now, what we will take away, we will say that race is made up, but tribes and nations are definitely real. So this is why I said to simplify things, they came up with race, right? The race you know now, the 7 prominent races. I think they say 5 now. But that's why they came up with that. But the truth of the matter is, your nation determined who you were, your tribe. And there's hundreds of tribes out there that people who are coming to be African American or I'm from Africa came from. Some people are like, yeah, I have direct descended from Cameroon. I don't know how they could detect that when we all know that African and Aboriginal blood cannot be detected in the genealogy tests. They cannot pull up accurate readings. They can only give you estimates. This is why they say that according to your blood type, the largest amount of people that have your blood type is in Ghana. That's what they say on 23andMe, that your roots started in Ghana. That's not true. Just so happen those people share the same type of blood, the markings. Well, that don't mean that you're from Ghana or you're from Cameroon or you're from Benin. That's what their test is showing. And that's a chance, an estimation. Native American blood, Aboriginal blood, African blood is not traceable in the genealogy tests or tests. If you do not know, do your research. They can only give you a probability. Well, according to our research, there's a possibility that you're connected with the people from Cameroon. Girl, look up your pictures. Do you look like those people from Cameroon? I just want to know. Let me ask you for a minute. Do you look like them? Because your ancestry never changes. It might rearrange, you might take after, the forehead, you might take after the jawline, you might take after the cheeks, but your ancestry does not change. It takes hundreds of years, if not thousands of years, to change your ancestry. So you looked at it. When they tell you that you're from Cameroon, Benin, the Cape Verde coast area, and you don't know that for sure, you look up those people and tell me you look like them, because they all look different. Africa is a continent, not a country. So if you look like those people, you tell me, and I'll wait. You go look up those people, and I'll wait. I'll say, yeah, girl, you do look like them. I do see that. And also, when you show me your picture, I want to see your parents' pictures too, because everybody look like their ancestors. Bitch, you could look at a picture of somebody back 500 years ago, and you're gonna look exactly like them. Somebody, I don't care how mixed you are, you look at somebody, whether it's maternal or paternal, but paternal or maternal, paternal or maternal, and you're gonna see that you look like them. You're gonna resemble deadly like somebody, like, damn, you look like auntie blah, blah, blah. And some people here, I know people that are descendants of certain people that have power. And you look at them, you say, damn, you do kind of look like Thomas Jefferson. Damn, that is where you kind of look like Benjamin Franklin. Like, no tea, no shade. Like, they look heavy like their ancestry. Going into these celebrities, oh, they're vampires, they don't survive. Queen Latifah look like this woman. Nicolas Cage look like this man. These are their ancestors. That's why they look like them. These are their ancestors. That's exactly why they closely resemble. It's not the fact that they're DNA clones or replications. These are their ancestors, and everyone looks identical to one of their ancestors. That's a fact. Everyone. Your history. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be done because we're going on too many hours. I gotta go. I gotta go on your school computer because your phone died. Come on, Alton 700. Yes. Don't let that computer die. Come on, Rico. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we were coming to the part. Yes, almost every Mexican got sub-Saharan African blood. Come on. Especially with those brown lingams. Yeah. And you can even go into the Mayans and the Aztecs and the Incas and all that good stuff. You can break it down to that too. You can break it down to the Olmecs and all that good stuff, honey. It's definitely some African blood there. Now, there could be native blood, right? Because they're native to that part of the world. But definitely, there was some stuff being linked to some part of Africa. Not everybody's from the Congo, South Africa. Not everybody's from West Africa. Not everybody's from South or North Africa. There's different parts of Africa. But definitely, they got roots through Africa. Get over it. Come on. Yeah, waste of time hiding on their coattails of black civil rights movements. Those poor civil rights leaders probably turning out in their graves. How much time? That's right, right, right. How much time they wasted being nearish? Come on, you said it. Mystic are the first behind the Cali Magic native of these lands. Of course they are. See, they've been trying to fuck with California for a very long time, Jay. Very long time. When the motherfuckers got in via Texas and they migrated their ass through the quarters into the orange zone, and then they went through there and they couldn't get through the Californian Mexico line until they tricked in and said, bitch, we got some gifts for you. Let us on over. We're going to give you some real weapons. We know about metals and shit. That's that real pagan witchcraft right there. Weapons is witchcraft. Guns is witchcraft. Metals is witchcraft. That's that real paganistic shit right there. And they let them in. They said, oh, yeah, oh, baby, oh. Okay. Got in and they said, fuck y'all, bitch. Y'all under our fucking direct, honey. Introduce you to Colonel Ass Kisser. And he come on and say, yeah, motherfuckers, that's what y'all get. But it's okay, because we gonna keep you alive if you follow our order. You disobey us, we're gonna take you all out. So then not only that, Jay, they come on over here, you know, they make their way to those mountains, the mountain people, and they find out California had gold, they found out California had oil, they found out California had a whole bunch of resources that motherfuckers don't talk about. California got it all up over here. They hobbled, wobbled, flew, drew, whatever the fuck they could do, honey. And I say flew, honey, you know they were parachuting those fucking leather, you know they're doing those parachutes. Oh, honey, flew an ass, trying to get over here, trying to get up over here to get up on the shit. Guess they did, girl. They stole the motherfucking land. They took the land. West Virginia got a similar story too, by the fact. West Virginia, Maryland, and what's the other place? Pennsylvania. They all got the similar fucking story. They said, oh shit, there's gold over there. Let's get our ass over there. Let's do what we need to do. So they brought their own diseases. They brought their own motherfucking bugs up over here. It killed our motherfucking shit off. They killed our motherfucking resources, bitch. Yes, And that's what went down. So you're damn Skippy. Mother Callie, Queen Califia is upset. She said, bitch, we getting back our fucking shit. She said, fuck that shit, bitch. I gotta teach y'all motherfucking asses a lesson. So Queen Latifah, not Queen Latifah, excuse me, Queen Califia, if she wants to burn down some shit, let her burn it down. If she want to flood out some shit, let her flood it out. But she's gonna make her way, honey. I'm sick of motherfuckers trying to get in and take shit and won't give credit where credit is due. She is cleansing. Come on. Yes. Ooh, do you have a whip with that? Come on. What is that? What is that, grandmother? Yes, getting hard. Come on. Know who you are and whose you are. Come on. That's right, Tasha. That's right. Know who you are and whose you are. That's right. Come on, eclectic. That's right. Connecting to that earth, waking up when the sun comes up, watching. See, a lot of us are night owls because we remember our nature. We remember who we really are. This is why we're night owls. This is exactly why we're night owls. We cannot sleep in the daytime. Or we cannot be up in the daytime. We nighttime, we're like there. Because in the ancient world, there was a lot of people who were nocturnal. You know, staying up with dead bodies, you have to be nocturnal. You have to be able to control your algorithms. You have to control how to be able to fast, drink your water, and that's it. You weren't able to eat. You have to patrol, going into healing work, channeling energy from the earth into your body, into your hands. You cannot be clouded with food, whether you cook the food or not. Going into connecting with your ancestors. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We all are planted 6 feet under, right? When it's your time, unless you're cremated. But everything your ashes are spread somewhere. You could venerate by being motherfucking barefoot. When the sun come up, you meet that sun up. Welcome on in, Amun Ra, or whatever you want to call that sun deity. Apollo. Come on in, Apollo. Come on in, St. Anthony. Come on in, St. Judas. Come on in, St. Thomas. We welcome you in. Bring in these good blessings. That's what you do. That's what you do, girl. That's what you do. So yes, being barefoot, sun gazing, moon gazing. Yes. Yes. Come on. Yes, you're Haitian. Come on, Rose. Yes, Rose, you're Haitian. Guyanese. Come on, Guyanese, honey. From Guyana. Come on, honey. You got some Ghana. Ghana, you got some. Let me look up some Guyanese stuff here. Let me look up some Guyanese. Let me look up some Guyanese. One of my nurses in Florida was gonna be she was gonna be you from South America, huh? She was from Guyana. Yes, honey. The language is Guyanese Creole. Come on, honey. Yes. Let's do some teas on the Guyanese. Okay, Guyanese people are people identified with the country of Guyana, which is located on the northern coast of South America between Brazil and Venezuela, right? It didn't say that, but I'm saying that. It is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean, Brazil, Venezuela, and Suriname. Geographically, Guyana is part of the South American mainland. However, it is more similar to the nearby island nations of the Caribbean, such as Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, St. Vincent, and Grenadines, and Grenada. Oh, I met a Grenadian. Sexy girl. He was sexy, honey. Sexy Grenadian, honey. You out there, give me a call. It was a one-time only thing, honey. I was at an event. I was not there looking for nobody. Bam. Hey, you got a number? Yes, I do. You want it? Yes, I do. Okay, what is it? Well, let me give him the real number. Blah, 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 blah. We're texting. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I go on the app. I notice he's on the app too. And I said, damn, he on this app. Damn, 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 damn. So I don't know what happened, y'all, but we lost connection. And Jesus. We got down with some get down though. We had some beautiful sex magic. Yes. We made some good magic. We were bumping and grinding. Ow. Anyway, so let me see. I want to see. Okay. Okay, Guyana. Okay. Guyanese towns and villages have French and Dutch names, which reflect the periods in which the country was colonized by the French and Dutch. Hello. Deutschland bloggers, honey. Deutschland. Mm-hmm. And okay, they speak English. Okay, Guyanese is a diverse nation, but 39% of the population is East Indian. East Indian. I met a lot of people from Guyana who is East Indian. Yes, honey. They call them Indo-Guyanese. 30% of them are Black African. I wonder why they have to say Black African like that. They call them Afro-Guyanese. And 19.9% of them are multiracial, almost all part African. You got 10.5% of them are Amerindian, and 0.5% of them are others. Mostly Chinese and whites, most notably Portuguese. They got Chinese people down there in Guyanese. Let me get on down there. Give me some of that. Do they make Chinese food down there? Ooh, that would be some crazy shit. Some Guyanese Chinese food. Ooh. Anyway, it says that Indo-Guyanese and Afro-Guyanese seem to have only become a part of the Guyanese vernacular within the last 20 years, of course, because everybody wants to be fucking racist and shit. So you want to say, well, you must be Indo-Guyanese and you must be Afro-Guyanese because you got red locks and you dark skin, you got thick old hair, and you I want to just slap people. People make me sick. I can't stand people. I can't stand you humans. Y'all just make me want to just slap your ass up. Creolese, which is Guyanese Creole, is the most common language amongst Guyanese, while British English is taught in school and used in government and businesses. Guyanese tend to be quite adept at code switching, using either Creolese or British English when appropriate. Oh, that reminds me of the Jamaicans, huh? Hello, bate wataman. Oh, bate. Hello. Anyway, the religious breakdown of Guyanese people is Hindu, 28%. So if you are from Guyana, you practicing these Lakshmi and Ganesha stuff is in your blood. Okay. It's in your tea. You know what I mean? You know, I want to give you that good look. It's in your tea right there to celebrate Lakshmi and Ganesha and Kali Ma. Now, I wonder what these non-Caribbean or non-South American Black folks get off worshiping these damn deities as if they're connected in some way, shape, or form. Not all of them, but some of them, I'm a little confused, bruh, because I'm like, wait a minute, sister, you don't even like Indian people. Would you ever date a Hindu man? A man from India? Would you ever? I want somebody to tell me this. A Tamil Nadu man. Would you ever date a man like that? Would you ever eat you some of their food, honey? Because some of y'all can't stand them. Y'all say they musky. You know, you read them down. You want to steal their religion, but you want to read them down, talk about they musky and shit because they use certain seasoning. Bitch, you musky too. Use all of them seasoning salt and that salt. So when you get out your pores, you smell like a pig. You stink too, bitch. Anyway, Pentecostal is 16.9%. Goddamn, you old Pentecostal motherfuckers. I can't tell you motherfuckers. Pentecostal, I know about you fucking Pentecostal motherfuckers. I know about y'all. Yes. You Roman Catholic, 8.1%. Muslim, ooh, wait, they got some Muslim people that get 7.2. They have some Anglican, 7-day Adventist. They don't believe in heaven or hell. And other Christian denominations is 20.5. Well, what is the other Christian denominations? Wikipedia, can you share with us what other Christian religions are there out there? Because according to Americans, it's only Baptist and Pentecostal. Can we get us some of that Methodist, Lutheran? What else? Can you break it down to us? What are the Christian denominations? Well, everybody don't have to go by what the Old or New Testament say. Can you break it down? I want to hear that. And it says 4.3% of them have no religion. That's a lie. How many of them are wealthy over there? They got a religion, but they said it's none of your fucking business. Rastafarian, honey. Y'all know what those Rastafarians are about. Yeah, girl. You got to watch them. You got to watch those motherfuckers right there. Those Rastas. They don't like the gays. Those Rastas. They'll walk around naked and let other motherfuckers touch on their naked teeth, but they don't like that gay shit. Girl, bye. Anyway, it says Bahia, 0.1%. And it says other faiths is 2.2. What other faith is this, brother? Excuse me. What other faiths is this? What's other faiths is the 2.2? Faith. What other faith is this? See, they need to tell us these tea. They be trying to keep these secrets, honey. Oh, here we go. They said they also practice Buddhism. They also practice Afro-American religions, like what? Break it down. Traditional African religions, like what? Let us know. They also practice Chinese folk religion, like Taoism and Confucianism. Okay. See, that's why some of y'all people out there getting fucked up because y'all tapping into all these energies. I know somebody out there right now, no tea, no shade. She's a Taoist. She's a Confucianism. She's a Hinduist. She's a Buddhist. She is a Wiccan. She is a Hoodooist. And she also participates on a little bit of Christianity. And then she wondered why her 7 chakras are motherfucking blocked. I won't say no names, girl. She been keeping her distance because she know that mama about to come through and tell her some shit. She know that mama about to come through and let her have it when she do reach out. Reach out to me, girl, so I can tell you some things about yourself. So I can tell you about your motherfucking self, bitch. Reach out and touch somebody. Anyway, yes, come on. Yes, you love punta? Yes, honey. Y'all dance punta music? Yes, come on. Come on, punta. Yes, they got a funa, honey. You do punta music, but you do a little pareo music, honey. Yes. Queen Khalifa's, she spelled actually like California, not the KH. You know what the KH mean, right? Come on, Rico. If you don't have the 9 repeat alleles, you're not native. Come on. Come on with the natives wannabe. You don't go to sleep. Come on, holla later. You're freakily. I am Belizean. Come on. When am I coming to Miami? Soon. Yes, I just got off. I'm glad you still alive. Mystic, are you initiated? Just asking. I'm initiated, yes. In any Afro tradition, let's say as far as what these YouTubers try to put across, no, I'm not, and no, I don't have to be neither. My spirit is what crowned me. When the Most High chose me and my ancestors crowned me with the duties and the privileges that I have, that's when I was crowned. So am I initiated in the sense of what they're saying with a piece of motherfucking paper? No, I'm not. You see this shit right here? This is my initiation paper right here. It's blank as a motherfucking canvas should be. And through this initiation paperwork, I can put, I'm a bitch, I'm a witch, I'm a transgender person, I'm a God believer, I'm an energy worker, I transmute energy. I believe in all of the spirits that I work with. I believe in the ancestors. I believe in venerating. That's what I get to put on my empty ass initiation paper. A lot of these motherfuckers can't put that because they're so stuck on this organized religious practice, right? This religious practice that's organized. Hey, honey. Hey. Well, according to this documentation, I'm a high priestess. Right here it says I'm a high priestess, bitch. So you gonna tell me nothing? Right here, I'm a high priestess. I paid $32.99 for this, and now I'm a high priestess. Yeah, I am. Yep. Yeah. No, you don't have to be. No. Mm-mm. But I have been initiated into organizations. Yes. Yes, I have. Yes. I've had the honor and the dishonor of being a part of some organizations. And I can't, I gotta throw in some tea there, Latricia. I gotta throw in some tea there sometime from time to time. I gotta throw it in there, honey, because honey, you got people on YouTube that got all these fucking blank pictures that they printed shit out on, all behind them and shit. Good evening, you guys. This is Mystic High Priestess Oracle of Psychology. I got my degrees off of universalistchurch.com, universalist monasterychurch.com, and I also got my other degree, my psychological degree from the Mind School located over there in Arizona, also in Utah, also in Texas. Then they packed up, went to Colorado. Now they're in Oregon, and they said they might be moving to Washington State because they can't get no real accreditation. So my degrees are as authentic as the accreditations with these schools. So I know what I'm talking about because I actually paid $33 for these degrees. Bitch, please. It tells me that you're a fucking fool. That's what that tell me, honey. Are any other your siblings or anybody in your generation and your family are also into what you're into? Because I'm the only one in my generation that does spirits and ancestors. Yes, but not in the sense of how I'm going about it. Yes. Generational wise, yes. Sibling wise, I think possibly, but afraid. But generation, yes, definitely. Yep. But I think I'm the only one that go in as deep as as deep as I am. I think I'm the only one that's deep like this. Because when it comes down to feeling the need of wanting to be liked, or liked, liked is wanting to be like someone, not being like yourself. The need of wanting to be liked is ultimately you saying that I have no self-esteem, I have no love for myself, and I need people to honor and validate that. That's what that means. So a lot of my family members, they're about, coming together and being liked. So I'm the favorite niece, I'm the favorite cousin. And at the end of the day, my favor that I only ask for, that I'm in need of, that I care for, is that of the Most High and that of anything that has power. That's it. It's not about anybody else, anybody that will bleed like I bleed if you get cut. Motherfuckers that's gonna go where I'm gonna go. If you gotta go through the death process, bitch. No, honey, there's nothing that I'm jealous of or envious of, girl, because you gonna go through what I'm gonna go through, and it is what it is. But yes, honey. Anyway, I think I kept y'all long enough. 7:15, honey. It's time to go. Thank you guys so much for stopping by here. Yes, we talked about a lot of stuff in this video, but I want y'all to pay attention to a lot of this shit that's coming out. I've been talking about this shit for 2 years, and people are barely seeing it. Everything happens spiritually first. Through the spirit, things are then manifested in the physical. So keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and sometimes close your damn mouth. You're not supposed to, the mouth could open, but it's hard to talk while you're hearing. It's hard to talk while you're listening. Sometimes you got to shut that off. Shut the fuck up. That's what that means, honey. Shut up. Pay attention to what people are not really saying. What their voice is saying could be true, but you're like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with that. Something ain't right with that. I don't feel connected to that. Listen to that inner voice. But anyway, 2aspirit@blogspot.com. Yes, honey. Look in the description box. We have the link to the current deals that we're offering. And also 2aspirit@gmail.com with questions about products and services. And I appreciate all of you who come in here today and allowed me to talk your motherfucking ears off. Okay, because this is a lot of talking. I was not planning on doing no damn. Ooh, I want to show me how long we've been doing this video for. How long we've been in this damn video for? Can somebody tell me? Because I can't see it. But thank you guys, honestly, and thank my spirits, thank the universe for blessing me with the opportunity to know what I know. Because see, when you know where you're going, bitch, can no one misdirect you. If you know where you come from, you will know where you're going. And when you know these things, no one could distract you and say, hey, you're going the wrong way. Girl, bad. And even going into ancestral veneration, ask your ancestors to guide you. Guide me. Guide me. Who should be the person in physical form to teach what I need to know? Guide me. And your ancestors will definitely come down somehow, some way, through a dream, through messages, through other people, and let's say, bitch, wake up. Pay attention. This is what you're missing. This is what you're missing. And as I say, even going into being closed-minded, you don't really benefit like that. Nobody is blessed being closed-minded because the gay person, the transgender person, the black man, the black woman, the white man, the white woman, the Asian man, the Asian woman, the little boy, the little girl, they all have something to say to you that could benefit you somehow, some way. And that's what I say, the more you think you know, the least amount of information you actually have, because of course, everyone has a mission. Everyone has a message. And being closed-minded, oh, I only fuck with white folks. Oh, I only fuck with heterosexuals. Oh, I only fuck with black folks. You're closing out blessings. You're closing out energies that could be definitely assisting you. Yes, more than 3 hours. Thank you, Alton. Well, listen, I gotta go. I gotta go. And if you have gotten Case We're Done with me over this past weekend, wait for the email because you'll be getting your email tonight because their teas are finally finishing up. And yeah, for those of you who pay for classes so far, thank you so much. I did get your emails. I'm gonna get back to y'all. Give me a little bit of time. Okay. I'm gonna get back to y'all as soon as this deal's completely over. Bam. We're gonna get you started, okay? Rico, I got your tea. So yes. Anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys have a good Wednesday night. Honey, yes. I'm watching American Horror Story tonight. Y'all gonna be watching that tonight? Yes, honey. And Anubis has come back here, so he must be ready to do something. He ready to go out and go pee or something. I don't know. What? You ready? He come running down these hallways. Y'all hear him, honey? Running down. I should put some bells on him. You want some bells? You want to come and say something to YouTube before we go? Come and say something to them. Come and say bye to YouTube before we go. Come and say bye to all these people because I always say, where's Anubis at? Say goodbye to them. Yeah, say goodbye, YouTube. Say goodbye, YouTube. Say, we gotta go, baby. You were eating? What were you eating? Ooh, what were you eating? Ooh, yes, he was eating, honey. Say bye, YouTube. Thank you guys for stopping by. And may the spirits bless you all. Yeah, honey. He got to go outside. He got to go pee-pee. He got to go pee-pee. Anyway, bye you all. There you go. There you go, Rico. Yes, there you go. There you go. Now he's ready. Bye, everybody. Thank you all. And the haters, I know you're in here watching too. Yes, I know you're in here watching too. And shout out to the hater too. They definitely say you sound like a whole other person. Girl, if you know who Tituba is, if you know who Tituba is or was, because the image is still here, then you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Bye for now.